Welcome to the Wavelength Podcast. I'm Tyler.
I'm Alex.
And today we got a real special guest that I know y'all are gonna be pumped about. They're gonna be real pumped about
this. This is for
one.
the Big Brother fans.
Yeah, this is for y'all, man. We've been not giving y'all exactly what you need lately, and now we got exactly who you need. This dude is someone. He's actually the first Big Brother player other than me to appear on the Wavelength. So you'll always have that honor of the first.
Oh my god.
Yep.
You got a couple honors of the first now, man.
I got a lot. I got too many firsts.
A lot
I got
of
first boot. Jeez.
Well, hey, if he wasn't the first boot from the house, he wouldn't be here right now.
True.
So, and we're stoked to have him. BB26 legend, first boot, unfortunately, Matt Hardeman.
Let's go,
Man.
baby. Oh my god.
Thanks for coming, man.
Dude,
thanks for coming.
It is such an honor to be here. We were talking a little bit before, and like, I am a fan of this podcast. I mean, a huge fan.
Thanks, dude.
And
Thanks,
listen to the first episode religiously before going on, because it's one thing to like watch the show, but to hear the like nitty gritty experience of somebody who was on, like from when you were interviewing Tyler about it,
Yep.
I was like, these are the juicy deets that I need before I go on to this thing. So I'm a huge fan. I've been keeping up.
Let's
I
go,
feel like it's
man.
going to be hard for me, like, to not want to just interview you guys. You know what I mean?
Hey, we can go back and forth. It's
Oh,
cool.
Right.
man.
Like, I've got so many questions too. But dude, I'm a huge fan. I was a huge fan of you on season 20, man. And
Thanks, man.
so
yeah.
I've been keeping up with y'all. It's an honor to be here, man.
Well, thanks for coming,
Yeah,
dude.
thanks
for
Being
coming,
from
dude.
Atlanta.
Yep.
That's right.
Great to have you, man. I feel
Yeah.
like, I don't know, we just really wanted to have you on because it was like, sometimes I always have a special place in my heart for like the first boot.
Yeah.
But something about this season and you, man, like I don't know, man. I just feel like we had so much as fans. There was so much more that we wanted to see from him,
Yeah.
you know, and it
Yeah.
just didn't feel like fair the way you went out. So
I mean, there was a showmance robbed, a potential
Yeah,
showmance
dude.
robbed.
Yep.
There was a potential bromance
Come
robbed.
on, man.
Like there was a lot taken away, and I mean, a crazy situation. Like
Crazy.
I was on another podcast, and someone asked me, they're like, "How does it feel to be in Big Brother history?" I was like, I would have rather it felt different. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I kind of wish it was in a different circumstance,
Yeah.
but
Yep.
I mean, at least we'll always look back and have a little skin in the game forever. you know?
exactly, dude,
Wild.
you're always gonna have one of the best rivalries in Big Brother history.
Right.
Period. You were there for 11 days. You said.
Like 10, 11 days.
Yeah, man. That's
Yeah.
something to speak on because some people are there for literally like up until jury and don't make as much of a memorable impact on the game that you did.
Right.
So that's
I
something to
know.
hang your hat on, man. And the Big Brother house it's nuts, man.
It's crazy, man.
I'm
I
kind of
mean,
jealous of you that you spent 11 days there. I think I was there for about 170
Right.
days.
And
I
mean,
it's
and that's
tough.
what I would say was like, I was able to kind of come out and like recover quick because my
Yeah.
brain hadn't like gone crazy, you know?
Mhm.
So I kind of came home and I feel like I don't know, like protective measure my brain took was like, it didn't even happen.
Yeah.
So like,
Yeah.
I was excited to come here and talk about it. It helps me process
Right,
because it was
man.
so quick that I just went right back to life. And
Yeah, it's
honestly,
like a 2-week vacation.
yeah,
Yeah,
right.
exactly, dude.
Crazy experience. Like life is different now, obviously, from what happened in the
Always.
show and the support and the fans. But like, I came back and just hit life. So it felt like at least I wasn't in there long enough for my brain to go crazy or, you know, get Angela screaming at me part 2.
Yeah, man.
know,
You could
so-
still be like, what week is it now? 4 weeks in?
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's tough, dude.
It's a long
At least you
time.
didn't. And that, like, the toll it takes on your body, too, is something to
Bro.
speak on, too.
The sleep. I mean,
Everything, man.
My first like 10 days, I mean, I probably, one night I quite literally, you know, me and Mackenzie would stay up like talking, getting to know each other, or whatever. There was one night we were like, yeah, we should probably go to bed. It's like 7 a.m.
Yep.
Oh my
And we
God.
like went to sleep thinking we would get up at like 10 a.m. and dozed off. And then it's like, good morning, house guests.
Oh,
And we were
man.
like, did I just fall asleep and that quick? Like it's already 10 o'clock and we only slept 5 minutes.
That's crazy.
yeah.
bro.
So, and then the
you
rest of the
can't-
day you can't nap.
Yeah, you can't nap between 10 and 10. Did you know that?
No.
You can't, like, be
Yeah.
asleep between the hours of 10 a.m. and 10 p.m.
You can't take naps?
No, you
No,
can't take
and if you
naps.
doze off, they'll be like, no napping.
Matt, there's buttons.
I
Matt,
never
no
knew
nap.
that.
Yeah, I don't think I ever told you that, dude.
I thought you just got to like chill for the most part if there wasn't like comps or anything.
No,
Bro,
they want you to
no.
be doing stuff. I
Yeah.
actually had like a little strategy back then. I would like post up and like face down on the deck up top, you know,
Uh-huh.
where like by the
Yeah, yeah.
kitchen. I would just like lay there face down on the couch and then I would whisper in my mic. I'd be like, "Don't yell at me, I'm
Please don't.
eavesdropping." But I actually just be taking a nap. So
I
they wouldn't call me
tried.
out.
Like there was one day specific, I was fighting it hard, like dozing off the whole day. And I think I went outside and literally fell asleep in like the heat. I mean, it's probably 3 p.m. The sun's beaming on me outside. And I was hoping it would keep me up. I'm just like laying like this and fell asleep. And then they hit me. No, napping.
Man, they
I'm
hit
like,
you quick,
"Jeez."
huh?
No, nothing gets past them.
Dude,
and there's
that's crazy.
the buttons, there's like different ones than you think. And when you kind of like unlock a new one, it's kind of like
kinda
exciting.
fun, dude.
Yeah,
It's
like
whoa, I never heard him say that.
right.
before.
Like there was one time Leah was playing like fake tag with me or something, and I like was chasing her to tag her back, and it was like, "Cool, you're Jets." And I was like, "There's a new one." But bro, the best one. I'm curious if they use this one with y'all. Like me and Mackenzie were in the bathroom, and she was using the bathroom. She comes out, and we were walking out. She didn't wash her hands.
Oh, they got her.
And it literally new button. It was like, "Mackenzie, did you wash your hands?"
Yeah.
Like
No
with
way.
like an interrogative tone. Like, did you wash your hands?
Yeah. I've
Wait, so
heard
does
that
it go
one.
through the whole house or just like that room that you're in?
It's
Both, I
sometimes
guess.
it's both. Yeah. Sometimes they'll like send it just to that room, but sometimes like they'll accidentally just send it to everybody. You'll be
Yeah.
like, damn.
Holy shit.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And if you
dude.
have bad mic etiquette, I mean, constantly you're just getting hit with like,
Mhm.
"Please do not obstruct your microphone."
Yup, all day.
Yeah.
Right. And that's big too, because if you're like out here trying to like strategize and whisper
And you
with
get hit
somebody,
with that.
you get hit with that. Then like,
Yeah.
oh, look at that. Somebody's in there whispering and trying
Right.
to cover their mic, so you get called out.
Yeah.
So that's like a whole other aspect to the game that you gotta like.
Nobody sees.
I
Nobody
never knew that.
sees. You
You
gotta
never
get
told
in
me
the
that.
mood. Yeah, I forget, dude.
Right. And the sleep aspect of it, I mean, when you're not sleeping, it definitely changes your like mental clarity,
Oh, for sure.
your
man.
decision
Yeah.
making. We have a great example of that in the first 3 episodes of this season. Hello.
We sure do, man.
So I'm like, you know,
Yeah.
what did that play a factor? I mean, probably.
Maybe, man. And honestly, I remember like, I mean, I want you to take us back to your first like hours in the Big Brother house.
Yeah.
But I remember the first night on my very first season, like everyone was too afraid to be the first one to fall
Yeah.
asleep.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like
Right.
just that alone and the like shell shock of being in there and the lights and everything is like mind blowing enough. It takes like a
Right.
week to recover. I
I
don't think I
know.
ate until day 3 or 4.
I feel like
didn't
if I
either.
was in there though, like you would want to always try and be like in the conversations. Like you would stay up later because
Yeah.
you don't want to be like the one being gossiped about.
Exactly.
You want to be like in the
Yeah.
main conversation. So if you hear people in the living room, like
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
you
You'll
want to go, you got to be in there.
It's stressful, dude.
Yeah, that's
I mean, the
crazy.
first hour is really unique. Like, I was dying when you were talking about, like, you were still in your surfer bro, like,
yeah, couldn't snap out of
mentality.
it.
Dude, I thought that was so funny.
Couldn't snap out of
I
it.
Dude,
thought
that
that
was
was
the
so
craziest shit to
funny.
watch as your friend.
Yeah,
It was
I heard
fucking
y'all talking about that.
crazy.
I'm
It was
like, that
crazy.
shit is hilarious.
I forgot to turn
It's
it
so
on.
funny.
Me and our buddies were watching. I'm like, what the fuck?
What is he doing?
Fuck, my bad. I'm like, hold on.
It's so funny.
It was good though. It worked. It
Dude,
got you there.
so the first thing anybody said to me in the house, and I was like, yeah, I'm fucked. Like, so essentially we walk in, we say hello, and they're like letting us kind of talk for the first time. So I noticed, obviously, I walk in, we went in 8 and 8. So I don't know if you did that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we went in with 8.
Oh no, we went 8 and then 4 at a time.
Yeah.
You guys did that same thing, right?
Yeah, so we
Okay.
went 8. 8 of us went in, and I thought the
Yeah.
twist was going to be like, surprise, there's only 8 people this summer. And I was like,
sick.
I was like, damn, because it was me and the other guys was like Kenny, who's a 52-year-old bald white guy,
yeah.
Yep.
and Cedric and Quinn, who were like 5'9" in real life.
Yeah.
So
You're
the
like, I can
first thing
handle
I was like, dude, I'm fucked. Like, so the first thing they ever say, Quinn and Cedric are right in front of me. They dap each other up and they look right at me. And Cedric goes, man, what the heck is this? America's Next Top Model? And I was like, yo, what? And then Quinn goes, yeah, dude, they had me standing up there next to a freaking Greek god. And I was like, dude, I'm fucked.
You're like,
Yeah.
I'm
there's
just
no
too
way.
beautiful for this place.
I was like, there's no way I'm getting out of week 1. The first words I ever
Damn.
get were about my appearance. I was
Yeah.
like, dude, this is bad.
yeah, man.
It was
And
weird.
it takes anything. I feel like people been. I mean, like Joseph might have said it at one point. Like a lot of times, it would always be like the older house guest
Yeah.
that was like historically the first one eliminated. Like
Yeah.
a Angela or a Kenny because they're just like older and they're out of the
Well, that's how it was on your
age
season.
gap.
Yeah.
It was, but like honestly, lately the past few seasons, it's always been like a super like likable, athletic like
Right.
person that's the first one targeted because everyone's like, I don't know if I want to deal with this guy.
Right. And I don't know. This is like my personal thing, and maybe like Big Brother Twitter is not going to like it, but.
Oh, then you better say it.
Then I'll say it. So to me, like, when Joseph, like in his little goodbye thing, he was like, he always sits back in the chair. He's like, this isn't going to be like every other season of Big Brother. I vote to evict.
Yeah,
I was like,
when he said that, I'm like, it kind of is like every other
that's
season.
exactly my point. I was
you.
like, if you like dust me right here, then it's like every other season of Big Brother. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So that would, like, I think it's like, don't take out the person who is just a threat because of their appearance, or don't take out the older person because they're never going to win and you can carry them to the end. Maybe take out somebody who is the pure strategist that fills in the middle. Exactly. That was what I was hoping was going to happen.
Yeah.
But sure enough,
didn't work out that way.
Crazy Eyes just smacks me, man.
Man, that's crazy. That's crazy that happened, dude.
It was crazy.
And honestly, that's another reason why I wanted to have you on, dude. Because the fact that you held your head so high and like went out with so much like respect and compassion for Angela, man, that goes a long way. Because it's easy. Like, I don't know if I've ever seen anyone be attacked so much like you were by someone and then come out on the other side and like not fight back or not want to just like drag her down with you or anything like that, even though she was so far like out of line, out of her mind, like clearly.
Yeah,
and
no,
you
it was admirable.
It was awesome,
for sure.
man. It was admirable. So
I appreciate that.
That's like a reason. I think that's a lesson that's gonna stick with you, man. If you got if you take one thing from Big Brother, man, it's that you like held your head high, and it's in the most pressure environment. Like, it's not easy to do. Like we talk about that a lot. Like, dude, when your back's against the wall like that, like, it's easy to lash out, and you didn't do that. So
I appreciate
respect,
that,
dude.
from both of y'all. And I said this before, but like watching your season and what happened with you, and when Bailey blew up on you, I mean, I remember watching that with my boys and being like, yo, what?
You're like, I'm going in the house.
Yeah, and so I mean, but the way you responded, like, you know, years ago is an example for me to respond. So like, that was a huge encouragement to me in that moment, to just be like, other people have been through this and you don't have to clap back, you know?
Yeah.
But, well, thanks. I don't know if I responded that well because I lost a jury vote, but you know, I appreciate that.
But
you
that's
won
the
up
thing.
from that.
I mean, that's the thing though, is like, you feel this, you know, to the fullest, is like, you start to get in this mindset that like Big Brother is life. Yeah. And then even me being out, it's like people are tweeting live feeds all the time, tagging me in edits, which I love, and I love engaging, right? And it's cool. But like, when the year ends, like, people aren't talking about Big Brother for the most part anymore, and like, life continues. Big Brother is 3 months out of 12 months, and I'm thinking to myself, like, I want to be the type of man that I want to be 12 months out of the year, and not just 3. And you get this flexibility in those 3 to be like, I can be someone that I'm probably not, right? Yeah. But I think where I'm at in life, being 25, and at the beginning, I haven't really talked about this with anybody else, but, you know, I'll keep it at a high level. But like, long story short, I got, you know, in a really sticky situation in a relationship at the beginning of the year, treated really bad situation, had to do with my old best friend roommate relationship. You can put it together. But, you know, I had to choose to heal and move on and forgive. And that was hard. And there were multiple times like I didn't choose the best route. But then ultimately I was like, if I don't choose to live that way now at 25, like, I'll always feel like I need to take the power back. And I'm a bad driver of my life when I'm the one holding it so hot, like tight, and white knuckling it through, you know. I think we would all say that. So that was like literally the beginning of this year. And, you know, I almost was going to clap back in that situation in the beginning of this year, but set up good accountability structures in my community with my friends, and started going to counseling, and had mentors then established in my life, and made that change in lifestyle. And bro, 2 weeks later, Big Brother calls.
And you're like, perfect.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And like, I would not have been able to respond the way that I did if I didn't have to go through that at the beginning of this year.
Right.
Well, props to you, dude, because I mean, we've had to go through that. I had to go through it in the past year too, and it's not easy to heal the right way. Right.
No,
and do the right thing. It's actually way fucking harder to do that than just be a loose cannon.
Yeah. And no one's like, that was, part of what I wanted to represent on the show was like, no one talks about that.
No.
Like for men on how to like communicate your emotions, communicate what you're feeling, process the things that are happening inside of you. Like I think when I was going through that at the beginning of the year, I was like, dang, dude, really like the only emotional vocabulary I have is like happy, sad, mad. And I'm like, I'm 25. I've lived a lot of life and I have like 3 emotions. Like, so, I mean, that was a journey for me. And even in the situation with Angela, that's really why I went and talked to her about the initial Showmance comment, because in my real life, what I've learned through what happened at the beginning of this year, through the growth that I've tried to have in my life, that when I feel something, I feel it affecting me, that the best way to stay on the course of like being the man I want to be is just to communicate it.
Yep.
And so I went upstairs just to be like, hey, I just wanted to let you know, like, that's how that made me feel,
Right.
And, I feel like the cut and edit was like one thing, but the context of what we were talking about was essentially to say like, isn't it crazy how being in this house will make you start listening to these narratives you're making in your mind that aren't real.
And then believe they're true.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
they lie to you and then you start believing them.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And you'll literally start to take actions in reality based off these fake conversations you're having in your mind.
Yeah.
So that's what we were talking about. And that's why I was like, yeah, Angela, like I started thinking to myself, you're coming for me. You're pinning a target on me. And then I started thinking because of that, like, man, if you were to put me up, I might need to respond and say, I'll put you up and like, let's go. I came here to play.
Oh, so you were just telling her like that was like,
dude, I did not ever say, Angela, if you put me up, I put you up next week.
Right.
But we were talking about the context of saying, man, isn't it crazy how this house changes the way you think and act? And so even though I'm having now to be placed in the narrative that I literally just said, if you put me up, I'll put you up. I mean, I can still own it because it was true. Like,
because those are the words you said, but it was taken so far out of context that it was like, and she just latched onto that.
Right.
And I think that was just her.
People only hear certain things though.
Which is wild. And she wanted to like hear that. It seemed like from the beginning, like she had this narrative about you in her head, it seemed like, and she was just waiting for anything to like latch on to from you and wasn't willing to like listen,
I mean, it is just like watching it back is so wild because you don't see a lot of it. Like when so I don't know how much of this was told either, but so Joseph had pulled me the night before. I call it the massacre. When Angela blew up on me, the massacre.
I like that.
So Joseph pulled me the night before, and he was basically saying like he wanted to work with me because he knew I had Mackenzie and Leah. So he was basically like, we all need to work together and go partner with Angela. And I didn't know if he was being legit or not, but he had proposed that to me the day before the massacre. And so I was like, okay, let's circle back tonight and talk about it more.
Yeah.
Because somebody cut us off. So that night we called ourselves the Throwmance because we got hit with it and we were like, let's make fun of it. So me, Leah, and Mackenzie called ourselves the Throwmance. I was with them that night and we just got caught up in like genuine, real, authentic conversation and never talked about the game that night. And so we all wake up and we all get together and I was like, yo, we never talked about like, what are we going to do about Angela and Joseph? And they were like, we should do it. Let's do it. Let's go. And I was like, okay, I'll go tell them. So I'm in the kitchen and I'm trying to get Joseph's eyes. I'm trying to be like,
come on, let's go.
That's another hard ass thing to do, man. Like,
so I'm trying to get him like, dude, come over here. So I can be like, hey, we're down. Let's do it. Let's lock in. Like, let's lock it. Let's name it. Let's alliance it. Let's solidify it.
Yep.
And I can't get his eyes because somebody like sits down in the seat in front of me.
Oh,
so I can't get his eyes. So I sit down hoping I can like, the cycle will bring him next to me in the next couple minutes. And then next thing I know,
no.
And she's walking down the stairs. And I'm telling you, bro, this is absolute honesty. If she had waited probably 5 minutes, I would have walked upstairs to tell her that me and Leah and Mackenzie were working together and had talked to Joseph and were ready to lock in all of us.
Wow.
As an
No
alliance.
way.
She
Wow.
waited 5 minutes.
wow.
Yeah.
Damn.
I don't know though, man. It seemed like since you said she might have been rehearsing that whole speech the night before, she might have been way too locked into that speech that she might not even want to hear you say that.
She might not have. Like, she was, I mean, destroying her own like paranoia.
Well, yeah, and she blew up the one alliance that actually came to her genuinely right after that, right?
No,
so
bro,
like it probably would have been the same thing. Like, she would have been thinking you were bullshitting,
right? Bro, I'm telling you guys, like, in the moment of when she was like saying what she was saying to me, like it was too specific and honestly creative and lyrical that like I didn't understand what she was saying. So
like, are you singing a song or something?
Yeah.
Now,
dude, real talk. Like I was like, I mean, like even it didn't hit me until after, and I was like processing some of the shit she said. I was like, damn, that was a bar. Like, I was like, dude,
rhymed a little bit.
Like you need to put a beat to that. Like she said something. She was like, I was literally laying in bed. And I was thinking about like my boys back home watching that. And this is after the emotions had calmed down. And like, you know, I quit thinking about my mom and I was like, she's going to be okay. And I can still bounce back. And even if I go, I'll be there to comfort her and like, it'll be okay. But I'm like, I'm laying in bed now thinking through the lens of like my boys back home. And they're like, dude, like some grandma just told Matt to take the words out of his mouth, shove them up his ass because they're shit. Like, he's not doing good on the show.
I think he's struggling, man.
Yeah, like,
I think he's struggling.
He's not good.
That is kind of hard, though.
Dude, and the more I thought about it, I was like, the movement in that verse, like
we can make a video out of this.
That's hard.
Yeah.
So that, it was like, wow. And then so to the low budget movie comment, like, I did not understand that at all. Like, I didn't understand what that meant until later. She was like, she thought I had everybody like wrapped around my finger. Even with Lisa the next week, genuinely was like, I was trying to walk her away when she was blowing up on Lisa. And okay, that was the week I was still there because she blows up on Lisa. And I was like, Lisa, come on, like we don't have to sit and take it. And when she's walking away, she's like, oh, go ahead, Lisa. Go ahead. He's got you wrapped around his finger. And we weren't even working together at all.
It's like you can't talk to anybody without thinking you're in an alliance or like besties.
Man. I know. And so like as the games progressed, it's made me feel like, because obviously I came home and everybody was like, you were robbed. And I didn't want to sit here and be like, I was robbed. Because technically, like in my mind, I still had a couple of plays. Like I could have tried to get Mackenzie to use the upgrade.
Yeah.
Or I could have won the BBAI arena. Mm-hmm. And so in my mind, I was like, I had two opportunities to like make something happen. And I feel like it would be unfair for me to even say I was robbed. But the more I think about it, like in terms of what happened to my social game after, and like maybe you can talk about this too, because when we went in, I just felt like everybody was so afraid to like take the spotlight. And I was kind of like in that for a minute, but then I was like, I'm not going to sit here like all night and be awkward. Like, I'm not just going to sit here and everybody's like, you know,
like you got to just be yourself.
Right. So I was just like, dude, screw it. If it screws me socially, like I'll just have to figure it out, you know?
Yeah.
And so we were all sitting at the table and I mean, this is just like who I am in real life. And I would just be like, all right, everybody, like what's the worst date you've ever been on? You go. Like we just went around the circle, but it put me in the spotlight. But I was like, I'll figure it out, you know, like we'll just have to work around.
But that's just you as a person.
Right.
That is one thing I think we talked about before, like on All-Stars, dude. When we went back for All-Stars, everyone had done it before. And we sat, you might have heard this, we sat in the HOH room the very first night and no one was saying a single word. 16 people in one room, it was silent because nobody wanted to do that.
Take the moment.
Nobody wanted to like be themselves and like everyone was just scared, you know? So.
And it's like, how long are you going to sit in that? Like, because you're thinking like, if I'm going to be here for, I mean, just to figure out the next week, like I may be here longer, I may not. Like, I don't want to sit here and have done all this to get here, all these interviews, all this experience, left my family. I lost my job before I went. I was like, I'm about to lose my job to come here and like not talk at all.
Right.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'll figure it out. And then when they introduced the BBAI arena thing, I was like, bet. So now I can hopefully compete my way out.
Yeah. Then you get two chances.
Yeah, we were talking about that last night. We were like, this is like one of the best seasons to be on Big Brother because you basically get two chances.
Yeah.
Like if it's on the block. Unless you get put up after like someone wins the veto and you get put on for that arena, but you still got a chance.
Right.
Yeah.
And that was I think when Ansley had announced the change in the game, like I think I was one of the first people that spoke because I was like, you cannot float this season. because you're going to have 3 noms and 1 potential renom, 4 people. That's 1/4 of the house.
Yeah.
So I was essentially like, if they keep 3 noms, everybody will be on the block at some point.
Right.
Like that was kind of my thing.
And then if you're not, everyone's going to be eyeing the hell out of you. Like, real quick.
Right. So I was like, you're not going to be able to float and you have to compete. And I was talking about this with Matt Klotz too, with the difference in our seasons was like, my cast, like all of us, we wanted to compete. Like, look at Tucker. Like, Tucker wants to compete. He's like, I'll throw the whole game if I just get to like play at a really
He's just
cool
bored.
comp.
Right.
Yeah. But like, I'm kind of wired that way too, where I was like, if I lost, I wanted it to be because I had gotten beaten and I knew it.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm the same way as you, man. I would I would die to be like, getting backdoored would be my worst.
Right.
But this season, you can't even be backdoored because like you get put up as a replacement nom, you still get to compete in the AI arena.
Yeah,
right? Which is kind of crazy.
Also, it's like I feel like with the 3 and the 2 comps, it's really hard for the house to get together and like decide who they're gonna vote out because like it's kind of like they get the 60-minute speech and then all of a sudden the whole house is voting.
Yeah.
Like I feel like it wasn't like that before.
Yeah,
noms changed last minute and then you have to basically decide like 3 different ways you're gonna vote.
100%.
Yeah.
And that's my only beef with the change was that it takes away from the social game.
Yeah.
Because typically, if you win or lose veto, you know what's going to happen. You got multiple days to be like, this is what I got to figure out.
Yep.
But now, and I think that's why so many people now are kind of voting majority for the most part. I mean, I was a majority vote. Lisa was a majority vote. Kenny was a majority vote. There hasn't really, right now, it's 3 weeks and I'm the only person who's gotten any more than 1 vote against them or for them to stay. So I had 3. So it's like everybody is figuring out the decision after the AI arena. I don't know. Like that's my only beef with it is I feel like it kind of takes away from the impact of watching the power veto because it's kind of like you can do what Tucker's doing and be like, yeah, I'm not going to use it because I'll just go win an AI arena.
That was crazy.
Right.
That was insane.
It's nuts what he's been able to do with that too.
I know. And like Tucker's game, I mean, it's so fun to watch as a viewer. It's fun to watch how people are like, internalizing it.
Yep.
But I'm sitting here at home being like, bro, would he feel as confident if there was another like competitive threat in the house? Like if I was still there, like would he be playing the same? I don't know.
Right.
But I do know, I mean, this was wild too because Tucker thought I was coming for him and he kind of like almost spearheaded the we need to get Matt out movement.
Really?
Yeah. So essentially this is another like thing that happened in the house that I think Angela like did not hear, but essentially she, and I know this now watching the episode, she got upset because I didn't give her a hug.
Oh, I heard about this.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Oh,
and so
man.
I don't know, like, I'm like, yo, what? And in reality,
the little things, man,
bro. And when I watched the episode, like, I was just eating. Like, we had just got woken up, had to get ready. You know, you sit. You have the nom ceremony, and I'm like, yo, I'm starving. So I went and heated up
the last
some
thing I
food.
want to do right now is give Angela a hug, man.
Like, I mean, and everybody was like, thank you. And, you know, there was a lot going on. It's like, I'm pretty sure outside was closed. So, like, I would have seen her eventually. And so I literally went and just like heated up some food and I'm just, dude, I'm pounding this food. I'm like, I'm fucking starving. And that's why I didn't give her a hug because I was just eating. So when I watched the episode now, she immediately was like, he didn't even give me a hug. She sprints to the rock room and she was like, that son of a gun won't even give me a hug. He didn't even give me a hug. And she's like, he's looking at me all eye and everything. And I was like, literally, they showed the clips. I'm literally just like,
just trying to eat out here, man.
Like looking around, being like,
fucking hungry.
Yeah. And that's when she makes the whole crazy eyes thing. She's like, his eyes are just, and I was like, bro, what?
Dude, that's another thing, man. I want to tell you, I should pull up some pictures, man, because my eyes were crazy as hell on season 20,
bro.
Man. It's intimidating. The lights are bright as hell, man.
Bet.
You haven't slept, bro.
You haven't slept.
Yeah.
Don't let that crazy eyes thing get to you, man.
I was talking about
people
this
told
with,
me I look like Chuck E. Cheese.
I think one of my buddies said I looked like one of those stress balls with like the ears and eyes.
Oh
like,
yeah, where it like pops out.
Yeah, bro. I was like, that's
fair,
it's
man.
crazy, but yeah, I'm like watching that back. I was like, you're telling me my shot at $750,000 rose and fell on me giving this woman a hug? Like, what?
The little things, dude.
Yeah.
In the
It's
grand scheme of
crazy.
things, it's like, wait, did I just lose because I didn't like grab 20 balls?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like in
Right.
time.
Yeah.
Faster. It's like children's
Little
fair
things.
games and little things that we're out
Little.
here just like feeling like it's life and
But
death.
yeah, it feels
man.
like life or death.
You know what I mean?
It's so wild.
It's
bro.
crazy.
It's
isn't
so
it, dude?
wild. And
It's so unique.
again, bro, like I can't find the live feed cut, but I did give her a hug.
Oh,
Really?
man.
So I think it was when, because you know why I remember? Because I remember her when I hugged her at some point going, told you, you son of a gun, that she wasn't going to put me up. So I know that I know that I gave her a hug at some point. And I feel like after watching the episode, it was after she came out of the rock room. And I think that's when I was like, done eating.
Yeah.
And then she walked up and I like gave her a hug and she was like, I told you, son of a gun. And I remembered that. So when I watched it back and was watching her explode about me not hugging her, I was like, wait,
Like, wait a
where
minute,
was
dude.
that from? That I remember her saying that. And I was like, I did give her a hug.
Of course.
Yikes.
But she
So-
had that narrative, man.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
crazy. That's one thing I try to like tell people before they go in the Big Brother house is like, you're always going to be the bad guy in someone
Yeah.
else's story, no
Right.
matter what you
For sure.
do.
Right.
So like you were the bad guy in Angela's story and there was nothing. And the more charming you were, the more bad guy you were.
Bro,
Because she
yeah.
was just like,
I'm
wasn't
telling
happy
you,
Which
with
just
you.
sucks. Like,
Which is
I
it's like
would
nothing
be-
you can do about
I'm
that.
sure.
man.
Nothing.
even though
There's
you handled
nothing.
it well, I would be so pissed if that's the reason I got out.
Yeah.
Like, just-
it's definitely tough. It's tough watching like comps that like I know me being there would add a different dynamic.
Mhm.
Yep.
You know
For
what I mean?
sure.
Like
Yep.
with all due respect, like looking at Mackenzie's game, which like our situationship is like what kind of made her explode initially. But like, looking at Mackenzie's game, like think about how different her game would be if I was still there. Like right now, I mean, you can see it on all the live feeds, like struggling to find people to work with.
Yeah.
Like, you know, some people just want her gone. I mean, but what different of a dynamic would it have been if I was still there and she had another number and then me and Leo and her were still working together?
Right.
Like, it would be a totally different thing.
Right,
So
man.
Which
that's
sucks
what's
'cause
hard.
I
That's
expected
hard. I was gonna
even
ask
just like
that.
starting the whole like season or this season, like I expected you guys to be an alliance and probably bring like Tucker, Cam,
Mhm.
like that's like who I saw as an
Mhm.
alliance. Then all of a sudden it just wasn't.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's just
You didn't get a
this
shot.
season's been so unpredictable, man.
Every
is
single
wild.
week is unpredictable.
That's another thing I was gonna ask you. It's probably hard to answer, but like, it's got to be wild to like for the game to still be going on and for you to be on the outside. Like,
Yeah.
what's that like feeling like? Is there like FOMO times 1,000, or are you like a little bit relieved that you're not going in? Like, are you able to sleep, or are you just thinking about the coulda, shoulda, wouldas, man? Like, what's that
Right.
been like? Because you've
It's
been out for
both.
what, 2 weeks?
Yeah, two weeks, 2.5
Man.
weeks. Like, it's both and because like I've talked about this with my family. It was like if I wasn't gonna win, I think what happened for me was best case scenario.
Yeah.
Because
yeah,
I
I agree with that.
like my brain's not messed up.
Mhm.
I feel healthy. I was able to like almost fully recover in like 24 hours. To just be like when I got back to Georgia, I was like, we're back, baby. Like we're freaking back.
Yeah.
And my friends were excited. I thought, they were kind of sad that I was like leaving for the whole summer. So they were excited we could have the summer again. And I was just able to like recover. So I'm thankful because of that. I'm also thankful, like, shout out to all the people that have shown love and support. But if you're there for another day, you could say something that when you walk out of the house, you're going to have to account for.
Mhm.
And everybody is at that risk. And
That's
people,
true.
every season of Big Brother, no matter how great of a person they are, genuine, authentic, kind, because they're human, could have a slip up where they're going to have to take account for that
Oh,
in the
yeah.
real world. And I went out at like my integrity was at its peak.
Yeah.
Like it couldn't have been any lower. It literally hit a peak and it only would have gone down. And so for me, like being on the outside, I told this to Leah and Kenny, who got evicted the last 2 weeks, and I'll tell it to everybody, especially the people that are pre-jury. Like, life is actually better outside of the Big Brother house. You just get removed from the opportunity to win.
Yeah.
Depending on your situation. But like for me, I haven't gone out into public one time without somebody coming up and just being like, oh my gosh, like, I mean, I have a huge like support system from moms right now. Shout out to moms.
I'm sure you
Yeah,
do.
and they'll walk up and just be like multiple, like in tears sometimes will be like, I just want to thank you for the role model that you set for my 9-year-old.
That's
we
awesome,
watched that
dude.
together. And for me, I'm like, I don't know, maybe that's worth more than winning.
It is, dude.
It is.
You know?
100%.
Way
Yeah.
worth more than
The
winning.
integrity
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
the thing that will live on and you'll remember more
Right.
than like who won the veto in week 5.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
You
like,
can't buy it, man.
You can't. So
can't.
you should. I mean, like hanging your head on that is everything, man.
Right.
Everything.
And I've tried to, tell people, like even with Lisa, because she obviously was in a similar, maybe not as extreme, but similar situation with Angela, where Angela threw out comments, treated her some type of way.
Trying to walk like her. That was so cringy.
That was wild.
That was
bro.
so cringy.
And when she called her Tinkerbell, again, I'm like, there's no way. Like,
Yeah.
was she an English teacher in real life? Like,
How's she
she-
coming up with these things? Like,
they're
Did she call her like
mad
a twat
creative
or something?
A
I don't even
twat.
know.
I'm like, who says that?
Yeah,
like,
who
what is
says that
Yeah,
word?
dude.
I don't
thought
know,
that was
man.
wild.
That's
So-
like the one thing about in Big Brother, like when people take personal shots and jabs
Yeah.
like that, it just shows that they're just like, I
Who
don't
they
know.
are.
I'm not one to like talk too much trash on people in the Big Brother house because I have a lot of empathy, but like you don't gotta be taking personal
Right.
shots at people all
Right.
the
Dude,
time,
I couldn't
man.
imagine doing that and like, I mean, honestly, just coming after someone's character in general, but like, you have to fucking live with them. You're trapped
Yeah.
in a house
Yeah,
with
dude.
them.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
why would you do that?
Right.
Yeah.
Like,
And-
just in general.
And you're forever bonded with them
Yeah.
after,
Forever.
whether you like them or not.
Mm.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean? And you may mess that up based off of those things. So it's like, why? My biggest frustration with it all was that Angela could have done the same thing and made the same move and never made it a personal attack.
Yep.
And it probably would have had a better outcome.
Yeah.
At least, like,
For her.
her.
Yeah.
And same thing with Lisa. It like my thing was like when she did the whole clapping thing and she called me out, like in my mind, genuinely, I was like, yo, what the hell is happening? But also too, I was like, okay, like we're playing now. Like this is a game. And I
Mhm.
was like, she's gonna make this big thing and lie, because that did not happen. And now, and she even made a comment like, have fun trying to campaign and tell everybody that that wasn't the case. And I was like, bet, like that's the game. I signed up for that.
Right.
Yeah.
But when she was like, I used to think you were attractive, but now you can't be attractive on the outside because you're ugly on the inside. And she told me like my words were shit. And then she told me that I wasn't smart. And then she said the comment about my mom. And like, even on the outside, like, I'm not even calling anybody out, but like people who are like, you're the one who brought up your mom in the first place. Bro, that's not true. Because from day one, we called Angela mama.
Yeah.
And now no one calls Angela mama.
Mm.
She is the whole person, the number one person who brought up the theme of motherhood. And up until that moment, everybody called her mama.
Dude, that's true.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So
Wow.
when I hear people on podcasts being like, I mean, that's one of like the criticisms of me, and it's not worth like responding to, but they're like, you're the one who brought up your mom in the first place. I'm like, no shot.
Like, even
man.
if I did though, like you
Even
don't
if I
gotta
did,
throw
yeah.
that back in my face like that,
Right.
because
Right. And so like, and that was what hit me, and I mean, bro, like when you're in there, your emotions are running wild. Like, and I went on Big Brother basically to like tell the story of my mom, and I don't know how much of that was in my intro package, but like my mom came here from the Philippines in 1993 to marry my dad. And the only public Asian figure that was a woman for my mom to look up to, Julie Chen Moonves.
That's awesome.
So my mom watched her when she was a news anchor, watched Big Brother because she watched her as a news anchor, and watching Big Brother helped her learn and work on her English. And I wanted to go and represent my mom's story and like all that she's done to provide for me in my life and raise me to be able to do and be anything that I could want to be. And so when she made that comment where she was like, your mom is going to see her son being a brat, an absolute brat. Like, one, what are the odds that brat would be trending around all of America at the moment that she says that? I was like, I got out and I was like, it hit me because I saw the like, reel that Big Brother CBS made on Instagram. And I was like, yo, what is that?
what's happening here?
And then when I caught on, I was like, how can you not believe in a higher power? Like, what are the odds that would happen? And so I was just like, bro, I'll take all that. Like, bring it on. And so that was obviously one. But two, like in the moment, I just was thinking about like my mom so excited. Like literally, I don't know if they used the clip, but they filmed like my mom finding the key. Like after I had found it.
It's so special, dude.
And she found it and was like, are we going to get to meet Julie? Like she's jumping up and down. She's so excited for me. And like that kept replaying in my head. And her now being so excited for this opportunity. And like, cause dude, I mean, I never in a million years thought something like this would happen in my life. Like I'm a totally normal guy from a small Southern town and like not in a million years. So like for it to happen, my parents, they can't even like fully comprehend even to the scale of like what is happening. And so I just started thinking about that, thinking about my mom finding the key, and then thinking about her now bringing up my mom in a weaponizing, position, and my mom at home, so excited about having to watch that and not knowing if I'm okay. And like, and like when I called her, she got my phone back and I was like, I have to immediately call her. She was bawling and she was like, Matt, we're done with Hollywood, never again. Like, and I was like, mom, like, it's okay. Like, it's okay. I actually had a great experience. And like, everybody was so nice to me. Like, besides Angela, I will be friends with everybody from my season and like all of the production and the cast and the producers and the PAs, like every single one. I had a great experience. I was like, Mom, it's okay. Like, but in the moment, that's what really broke me. Like, bro, people have called me dumb. People have called me ugly. People have called me unintelligent, whatever. But thinking about, I mean, that's my mom. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, that's the lady who birthed me.
Yeah, that's your why that you're even there.
100%.
Right.
And so that just kind of like what hit me with like heightened emotions. Like, I'm not a crier, like, but I just couldn't help but think about her. And so even like watching that back, like it was emotional, and it was hard, but I'm even like, if Angela watches this one day, I'm like, thank you. Because the opportunity that I have now with moms that come up to me in the grocery store, the mom that came up to me yesterday at the gym and said that she's about to go pick up her son from school, drove all the way back to Lifetime Fitness just so her son could get up and run and give me a hug because he cried when I got evicted. The birthday cameos I'm sending it, like all those things, I would never have I could have won the show and not had that opportunity.
Exactly.
But bro, I mean, I would rather hopefully leave people with something that is inspiring and impactful to them. And I wanted to win the show, but like, I really wanted that. And for me going in, I was like, yo, it's a 1 in 16 chance. And also like, I know I come in as an immediate threat and target. I'm going to give it all I got, but like, it didn't feel likely, you know what I mean? But I was going to try and I had strategy, I was going to play, but you just don't feel like it's actually going to work out. But so I was like, so what do I actually want if that's the case? And I was really hoping and praying I would get that opportunity for somebody at home to just be like, oh, wow, a person that looks like me, like a Filipino, an Asian American, somebody who's biracial or an athlete, whatever it may be, and be like, man, if that guy's there, like maybe I could do something like that. Or man, a guy who looks a certain way, but also like his processing his emotions and talking about what he's feeling and thinking. And oh my gosh, a dude that walked in boots and denim talking about going to counseling. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Exactly.
That's the best thing you can do for the world, though.
That's what it is.
Right.
Yeah. And you
100%.
Yeah, you did.
Most people that go on the show like can't even say a fraction of those things. And you were able to accomplish that in 11 days. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, and
That's
you made
it.
your mom proud. You made a lot of
It's a
people
hell of an
proud.
accomplishment, dude.
I
Yeah,
appreciate
man.
that.
So the integrity
that means a lot.
is everything.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, man. So, and that's especially why we wanted to have you on, because it's like you're the type of person that should be on Big Brother, I think. Like maybe some fans that like the Angelas or the Tuckers that are just out there for the entertainment value that, you know what I'm saying? But you're like the type of person that I think should be on a public show like that and show people how to act and how to handle adversity and how to handle
people screaming at you,
people
like
screaming
fucking
at
crazy
you, calling
shit.
you names and stuff, man. So like, props to you
Yeah.
for that, man.
I
'cause
appreciate that,
it's
man.
so
Thank
much
you guys for saying
harder.
that. Yeah.
It's so much harder to do than you think.
Oh,
Yeah.
I can imagine, dude. I mean,
That means
obviously,
a
I'm the
lot.
only one that hasn't been in that house, but
Mm.
I can imagine it's fucking
Bro,
crazy.
we should get him to apply.
Been trying.
We
That's what I'm
should.
saying.
He has
we
been,
should.
He has been trying. I ain't gonna lie. I said this to Tyler yesterday. I was like, I've been watching this season, and I watched Matt Klotz and Riley's
Yeah.
season, and the only other seasons I've ever watched are Tyler's.
Uh-huh.
But like for some reason, your season is the first time I've said like, dude, I wish I was in there.
Yeah.
Just because like,
Bro.
I don't know. I don't want to talk shit, but like, I feel like some people are playing so fucking stupid.
Yeah.
And I'm
Yeah,
like,
it's
I
like,
could do way
bro.
better than this.
No,
Yeah.
real talk.
Yeah.
The
And-
strategy here in this season is just like,
It's so different.
what is happening?
Like, why would you not get Quinn out over Kenny? He has
Why are we telling everybody about our
He has a
powers,
power.
I can't even
Why are we
rat-
telling everybody
Yeah,
about
from
our
somebody
powers,
who played
man?
the power upgrade, dude. I kept calling it. Yours was called
The cloud.
yeah, but
Mhm.
what was the like overall term? It wasn't upgrade. It was the
Power app.
we kept calling the upgrade. Now I've got it in my brain. We kept calling it the power app
Really?
because of y'all's season.
Damn,
So
because
we-
I said it so many damn times. Because I had it for 8 weeks.
But
and I had to
you
say
used
every
it
day.
perfectly.
I didn't use it, dude.
Exactly.
I just was trying to use it eventually, and then it went away.
It never needed to.
'Cause
So
I didn't
that's
tell
why
anyone.
Everybody telling everybody, I'm like, bro, we have the blueprint.
Yeah, no
Like,
offense
we
to your
have
girl
the-
Mackenzie, but like I'm like Mackenzie, stop
Bro,
telling everybody.
man.
I know. And honestly, like I understood her telling us, but then when we left,
For sure.
I was like, Kenzie, maybe we should
Let's
not.
zip it, yo.
Maybe we
Like,
should
Don't tell
not.
every
Yeah,
HOH that you
man.
have a power.
I know.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like if you tell someone that you have a power, it's almost like worse than actually having a power.
It puts
Because
a
when you
target on
use
you.
it, yeah, you're safe for 1 week. Then you're
Which
you're
also
screwed.
Right.
is exactly what happened to Quinn.
Is
And
it's
Mackenzie.
happening
And
now,
Mackenzie.
and Mackenzie.
Yeah.
And
Right.
Mackenzie's still dealing with it, and I'm like,
Right.
man, y'all. And then we got Angela out here just putting people on the block because they're not hugging her, man. This is the first season that I'm looking at. Like, I wish I was in there. We got 2 vetoes.
I know. I'm looking
Yeah.
at it too. I'm
I'm
like, damn.
like,
I-
dude.
No, I feel that way too because, like, to your point, like for guys like us that would be like, bro, put me in the ring type.
Yeah.
Yeah,
type
like, I'll
mentality,
play.
Like I'll
The
I'll
comp's
play.
like fun. Like I'm like so down
Yeah.
for that.
And
Yeah,
that,
man.
bro, I will say the biggest frustration I had, I took a little heat. Like somebody got me on TikTok live for saying this, but like I'll say it again because I believe it. Like I was super, super disappointed with the BBAI arena, at least the one that I did. Because, bro, let's think about this for a second. It's called the Big Brother AI Arena.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Bro, I was like, I'll go to the fucking arena.
Yeah.
Like, I'll go.
Let's do some gladiator
I'm
shit.
ready to
Like-
go. I'm up against Chemo and Kenny in the moment. I'm like, we're going to the arena.
We're
Dog,
good.
let's
2 of
go.
y'all are dying right
I'm
now.
ready to
like-
go. And then we ask, Mr. BB, we're like, hey, what should we wear? And they were like, I'd wear something athletic. And Chemo and Kenny just go, fuck. And I was like, dog, let's go. I literally I was trying to keep it cool. I was super amped, but I was trying to stay as humble as possible. Because they had just said, wear athletic clothing, and we're going to the arena. Dude, and so literally I let it snap for 1 second. They were like, Matt, Kenny, Chemo, it's time to go to the Big Brother arena. I stand up and I'm like, let's go, let's go. Like I was amped and I let it out for a second. But I get there, it's a clone counting competition?
Yeah, y'all are standing there like,
Yeah.
Dude, and that's the thing,
come on, man.
to your question earlier about the FOMO, literally all I got to do in Big Brother was this and this.
Man.
And I'm sitting here being like, I never got to not just
Ugh.
hold on to something, run, jump, climb. Even I didn't even get to walk in a comp. It
Yeah.
was just
Crazy, dude.
counting. And so I was like, bro, that was not what I was expecting. And in our BBI AI arena, we all guessed. We all talked about it after.
Right.
We literally all guessed.
Oh, dude, I wouldn't
It
have.
looked hard.
Oh, yeah.
looked
it
looked
was
hard.
impossible.
It looked hard.
It was literally it was so impossible because I don't even understand maybe really what they were trying to get us to do because I only looked at one screen the whole time because they were all playing the same thing.
Yeah.
So I was like, I only looked at one, and then it's like, you have 2 minutes. Let's think about this. If you count one person,
You're not gonna get it.
you just literally counted 30 seconds away. You know what I
Right.
mean? So we literally all guessed, and Chemo won. And shout out to Chemo. I loved that he won. He was struggling with his confidence to win. He was a good dude. We had a connection. The night before, we had a conversation where I thought he was literally going to vote for me. like to stay, even if I was up. And he was the one I didn't think I was going to get. But I told him straight up. I mean, I showed my cards. I never lied in Big Brother. I literally was like, and maybe that's why I got evicted. But I mean, and I was like, y'all, you keep me here. And if I win HOH next week, you can just take the week off. You can take the week off because I will literally go for Angela week after week, veto after veto.
That's what I'm saying, dude. That's why I'm like, that's why I don't understand why they voted you out. Because to have a pair, like Angela versus Matt, everyone, if they were thinking about it, they're like, okay, those two are coming at each other. Matt's a huge like competition threat maybe, but he's just going to target Angela. So wouldn't we be okay?
Right. Bro, the other thing.
I don't understand.
The other thing, like for me sitting here, or for me being in the house, like everybody in the beginning was assuming I was going to win things. And I was getting frustrated by that. So like a conversation that didn't get aired. Angela like tells me she wants to talk to me. And I'm like, okay. So I come up, I go into her HOH room. And the first thing she says is she goes, so we're playing Power Veto the next day. And she just goes, Matt, use the veto on Kenny. She was like, use the veto on Kenny. That's your guy. I want you to know that you can trust me. Like, use the veto on Kenny. And I told her, I was like, is that what you really want me to do? I told her at the time, if you don't nominate me and I play and then win Power Veto, I'll just use it however you want me to. I was trying to bargain with that. If I end up in that situation, I'll use it however you tell me to. So that was kind of like, you can trust me with that. You don't nominate me, whatever. So I walk in, she's like, you use the Power Veto on Kenny. So I'm like, is that what you want me to do? But in my head, I'm like, it is a 1 in 15 chance I even get to play in the Power Veto.
Right.
And then it's a 1 in 4 chance that I win the Power Veto. I was like, what if I get in Power Veto and it's a damn crochet competition and I'm up against T-Core?
Right.
Like, I don't know why, like she was building a narrative and then applying it to reality based off me winning stuff. And like, I hadn't even played in a comp.
Anything yet.
In her head, you were a comp beast and had won 7 comps, like already.
And that's what I was getting frustrated with. Even like when I got sent home and I was watching, like checking live feeds, like Chelsea won the next HOH, and there's a clip of her being like, "I definitely think Matt would have won HOH this week." And I'm like, "Y'all, it was like a quiz. Like, I don't understand. It wasn't 40-yard dash. Like, I don't understand." So I just was like, I don't know how to work against that. That's why like I was pumped to meet Matt from last season, just to be like, how did you as a like really attractive Olympic swimmer never get targeted? Like, you had the Showmance thing, but you were able to like slide. Yeah. I was like, bro, I was in there 30 minutes.
They were
Showmance. Like, I was like, dude, how did you do that? So that was definitely like a weird situation, but
crazy.
I don't know, man.
Nuts, man.
Crazy.
Sometimes there's just nothing you can do, man. Sometimes there's just nothing. That's just, Big Brother.
Just too handsome.
That's the thing about Big Brother,
handsome.
man.
It's wild.
Sometimes you're just too handsome.
I mean,
you know, sometimes you're just too handsome.
They
can't look at
you
like
anymore. Now like people make that joke with me and I'm like, bro, and like I would tell people in the house, because like the first 2 comments were wild to me, like the ones I talked about, Quinn and Cedric, when they were like, America's Next Top Model, Greek God. I was like, bro, that's wild, because my friends are back home being like, oh, bullshit. Just being like, he's actually a douche. Like, you know what I mean? And I was like, and this is facts. Like, never in my life do I feel like I've been really like put in the spotlight for how I look. Like, never really. And I felt like when I tried to like even talk about it, people thought I was like lying and in the house. And that like was weird to me, because I felt that is 100% true. I was like, I've never been like in my opinion, all of my friends I feel like are extremely attractive and handsome. Like if I'm sitting here with you guys, I'm like, dude, you guys are attractive and handsome and like have great personalities. Like we're the same, you know? I've never sat in a group and been like, I'm the outlier. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it was weird that like kept being brought up, and then I kept having to talk about it. And the whole thing in the first place was wanting to go in and show the steps that men have to make in their emotions and growth and journey and processing, internalizing, you know, what's happening on the inside, whatever. And then it kept coming back around. And if I had time, I felt like that would have played out. But then after the thing with Angela, it just took away from the narrative. So
it just got out of your hands. At that
just got out of my hands, and
there wasn't really anything you could do. I ain't gonna lie.
I know there's literally nothing I could do. And
which at least you can hang your hat on that, man.
Yeah,
at least
for
you
sure.
Did everything you could.
For sure. And like, and again, like within all that, like I can hang my hat on that. I got to go out, and now I get to tell little kids when people yell at them that they don't have to respond, and they can let it go, and that forgiveness is possible even when it doesn't feel like it, you know?
Man.
And but looking back in terms of the game, the only thing that gets me going is I'm like, I just wish I got to compete, bro. I wish I got to compete, and I wish I got to like I felt like in the arena comp, like I got beat by chance, and I didn't get beat by somebody beating me, you know? So I don't know. Maybe Chemo did have a strategy and counted it all, and if he did, dude, that's freaking hardcore, and he then whooped my ass. But I don't know. He said he guessed. Joseph said, or Kenny said he guessed, and I definitely guess. That's the only thing that still like gets in me a little.
Just hangs on you a little bit.
Yeah,
man. Like I said, those are the little things that are just they're gonna pick at you when you're trying to fall asleep at night. But if you can go back to that thought, man, of the integrity that you held yourself to, you're gonna be fine, man. You're gonna be fine.
Let it go.
So it happens. What's gonna be? It's hard. It's easier said than done because you got this whole season to play out, man. I can't. I really like. You're like an ambassador on the outside world for the season now. So then everybody is gonna want to look towards you.
Sure.
If anything, it's like a good position for you to be in, like you know, like career wise, because everyone's gonna be looking towards you, your content, the things you want to do, like moving forward. So like, how do you see yourself like changing trajectory after being on a show like that, and like how do you want to move forward?
I appreciate you asking that. I feel like a lot of people, they just want to talk Big Brother, and then they're like, okay, cool, bye. And then I'm like, yo, what do I do after? You know? So I appreciate that. So like, first off with the show, I felt like it is an honor to get to play on Big Brother. Like I never in a million years could have thought I would actually get the opportunity. I literally did not feel like it was real until I literally got to LA.
I feel you, man.
Yeah.
Trust me.
Like I
crazy,
literally did not think it was real.
Stepping in the door.
It is absolutely wild. Like I thought it was a joke. And so I feel like it's an honor, and because of that, like I'm just glad to be a piece in the puzzle, you know, and I am the piece that I was. I was the first boot, but I was still a piece in the bigger picture. And I feel like the piece that I play now until the show's over is just to like keep promoting and like trying to get people to watch the show, because everything that still happens like is still a part of my story, you know?
For sure.
And so I still want people to be like, yo, watch the show. Like I'll go live. We can watch it together. If people want to ask me, anybody who comes up to me in person and wants to like ask about it, dude, I will talk all day. I'll stop my workout. I'll put the groceries down. I'll stop at a concert. Like I will talk to anybody about it. And I just want to like continue to tell the story. Like at the end of the day, Big Brother is a TV show, and TV shows tell stories. And I think the story of season 26 is freaking wild.
Crazy.
And
off to a crazy start already.
Crazy.
Yeah, it's nuts.
Crazy. And we have no idea how it's going to end. It could get crazier. It could calm down. Like who knows? But I just want to keep telling that story, you know? So that's kind of where I'm at now. In the future, like, we were just talking about, like, I'm figuring it out, because, like, I mean, bro, I only had like 3,400 followers on any of my stuff before I went into the house, and like had no intention of like putting out content. You know? I was like working the corporate route. I like literally right before I went on Big Brother, I just accepted a job with another SaaS company. Made me an amazing offer. Couldn't turn it down. And I was just like paying the man in the corporate life. Like I had my OTE was more than I thought I'd ever make in my life. But I was like working my job, and I was just like, I don't want to do this forever. And I was like, I don't want to hold a quota while I'm a husband. I don't want to be worried about the next deal when I have kids. When my wife is stressed out about our kids one day and feeling like she needs help, but all I can figure out and like reconcile is like needing this deal to close so that I can put food on the table. Like, I don't want to live that. And so I just started thinking to myself, like, why not take a shot? I'm 25. If it all crumbles, and if I was first boot, didn't have what happened to me, and came back to my normal life, bro, I was content before I left.
Yeah.
I was totally content. If I knew going in that house, I wasn't like running away from life.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't running away from my situation, because if I was, nothing would have been able to satisfy that.
For sure.
Right.
You know,
I think Xavier, I don't know if you
Yeah.
saw this video, like he made a video about that. Xavier, the winner of, what was it, 23 or something like
Yeah,
that?
yeah.
24 maybe?
yeah,
He was like, if you are dealing with anything on the outside, like you gotta get it handled beforehand
yeah,
before you go in, because everything is gonna surface.
bro.
And like
big
that
time.
story that you said before about how early in this year you dealt with some adversity and you
Yeah.
chose the high route and
Right.
you learned from that. That was exactly what you needed to go in to
Yeah.
the Big Brother house and just be at a baseline,
Yeah.
Right,
solid place
right,
yourself. So
yeah,
with that, dude, this is just like a blessing and just like a side
Such a
quest
blessing.
almost in life, man. Because with the mindset that you have and the power that you have right now, it's just like everything can be a springboard, man.
yeah.
And
For
I
sure.
see so
Right.
much like potential in you. Just
I appreciate
not
that.
not even just like the way you look, because you're a beautiful person, of course. I'm
Y'all
sure you
too,
love
man.
hearing
Y'all
that.
too.
But like, man, just the mindset that you have and the
Yeah.
way that you present yourself and the way that, you know, you try to live life and honor your mom, man, that's
Yeah.
limitless potential, dude. So
Yeah.
literally, whatever you want to do, you can do.
Yeah, I
appreciate
mean,
that.
and it was like, I feel like it was a good time to do it. I don't think there's ever a bad time to do something like that. I mean,
Right.
just like me coming out of the corporate life,
Mhm.
probably, I think I read something the other day. It's like, you're always going to wish you did it earlier,
Yeah,
but it's never too late to start.
right.
So like, I mean, you did it, I think, at the perfect time, but now like, you can always go back if you fucking fail.
Yeah.
Or, like you can
Yeah,
always
man.
start
Right.
something new. Like there's always,
Right.
money always comes back. I feel like money's
Right.
like seasons. Doesn't really matter. It'll come back later in life once you
Mhm.
actually like make decisions and figure out what you want to do.
Right. And I mean, you know, with having a corporate resume, it's like I could go get the same job.
Exactly.
A
There's
different-
always going to be another
Different place.
company that does the same thing.
Different city.
Yeah.
Different thing, like
Mhm.
different industry. I could go get the same thing. So I was like,
Right, man.
if I'm 25, I go and I get evicted first. I come out, nothing changes. Then I was already content with my life where I left.
Exactly.
I
Exactly.
wasn't
man.
looking for myself. If I was looking for myself in reality TV, that is the worst place to look.
Absolutely.
Literally the
Yeah.
worst place to
No
look.
chance.
100%.
And I was like, I can come back. I have an amazing community. I have a family that loves me. I have a puppy I got to take care of. I was like, I love my life. I have no idea where it's going to go, but like nothing could change. And I was content before I left. But I came back and things are different. And yeah, I'm like trying to figure out. It's like, obviously, people are like, we want to see Matt on the challenge. We want to
Mhm.
see Matt on whatever. I like new opportunities are opening up. Like I at least know, like to your point, like I don't want to go back to the corporate world.
No, dude.
You know, and I feel like I tell people that, and they're like, just like you guys, you know, being nice and encouraging about it and excited. They're like, bro, you don't have to, and I'm like, but like, are you sure?
Yeah.
Because right now, like, you know, I've got like a $50 cameo that's like getting me through. So I'm like,
Yeah.
you know, how many 9-year-olds want to hear from me for their birthday? You know? So I'm like, what does that mean? And I'm like, maybe because, you know, my old corporate job reached back out and was like, we've got a new vertical opening up. Like, would you want to come back? And I'm like, that's, you know, what, X amount of $1,000 in the bank bi-weekly, but I'm not happy. I'll never be happy doing
Yeah,
that.
what's it actually worth?
Yeah,
Right,
like
man.
I'll never be happy. I'm working 50 hours again. I'm not pouring in the stuff that I care about. And ultimately, I always have that itch, the what if itch.
Yep.
You know?
Which is like, man, I can't imagine having that at like such an older age, you know? That's the
Yeah.
blessing of Big Brother. You
Right.
know? Like at the end of the day, like people, I mean, I don't know, fans get sometimes mad about people who want to go on the show just for like clout or whatever. And
Yeah.
not saying that you or I or anyone
Which
actually
is
does
true.
that.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it gives you a platform that you're able
Right.
to use going
Right.
forward. And you can choose to use that in any way that speaks to you.
Right.
And the closer it speaks to you and the way you use it is what is going to be the most sustainable, man.
Sure.
So I don't
Yeah.
exactly know what, like, you may not even have the plan mapped out, but
Yeah.
like, if you get an idea, just roll with it. And you can
Yeah.
fail at that, get another idea, roll with
Right.
that. You know
And
what I'm
roll
saying?
with it,
Like,
yeah, and
there's
just
no
figure it out.
blueprint, dude. And that's
Yeah.
another thing we were just talking about before we started. It's like, there's only like 300 people in the world that know what it's like to be in the Big Brother house,
Literally.
like playing.
Literally.
So like, that's why I always try to like hit people up that get evicted or that were on the show
yeah.
and be like, dude, I'm like, please use me as a resource or a sounding board. Like,
Yeah.
I talk to Matt all the time from
Yeah.
last season.
Yeah.
just like we have such similar situations. Like,
Yeah.
he looks like we're 20.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah,
literally
you
20.
guys
We're
do look
second
alike.
place. I'm
Yeah.
like, dude, if anybody knows what you went through, like, it's me. Because it's
Right.
like we got to stick together, dude.
100%.
And that's another thing.
Yeah.
Like, me and the cast from 20, like, yeah, we were at each other's throats and everything.
Sure.
At the end of the day, I still look back at them and like as like family.
Yeah.
In a way. Like,
Yeah,
you
dude.
will always see that, and you will always
Right.
be forever bonded. So the worst
Right.
thing you can be about your big brother experience is bitter.
Yeah.
And I've been through the parts where I was so bitter about my big brother experience. Like,
yeah.
and it's just not worth it, dude.
Right.
So the way that you're speaking about it now, like, I'd commend you for it, dude, because
Yeah.
you just are right on the lessons. Like, you know what you learned, you know you held yourself high,
Sure.
and that's gonna keep you going, man.
Yeah.
So
I appreciate it. I mean, yeah, that means a lot to hear. And like the biggest success for me, like you want to talk about my social game, right? I messed up with Angela. I think it was maybe I could have done things differently. Maybe she could not be who she was. But to me, I'm kind of thinking like this, if you want to look at my social game, go look at my goodbye messages. And none of them besides Angela's are beef. Like, it's everybody saying like Quinn, he's like, Matt, I know for a fact you have a big heart. You know, he was like, you're too charming and handsome. And he was like, love you, dude. And that meant the world to me. And what Kenny said, what Brooklyn said, like what most people were like, you're a really good dude. We just had to take you out because you were a threat.
Yeah.
Like, most people don't get that luxury.
No.
exactly.
Yeah.
man.
And most people in the Big Brother community may not consider that a win. But for me, when we all get out and we go back to finale and it's all said and done and we're all hanging out and doing life for a couple of days, and they're like, oh my gosh, that actually it was who Matt is. Dude, huge W in my book.
Hell
You
yeah.
know? Huge
Absolutely.
W. So
Right. It's not like you were faking being like a solid
Yeah.
human, dude. You were like a
Yeah.
nice guy.
Yeah.
And
Right.
they're gonna see that. And if they
Right.
don't now, they're going to later. And then
I know. And
You know what I
it's
mean?
funny, like to your point, like when people are like, oh, you're just trying to ride the clout thing. Like, I think we need to let's define clout. Clout's like the like upscale, you know, highlighting of yourself for your own fulfillment. And I'm like, I don't give a shit about clout. I care about impact.
Right.
And like, will I use
There's
the
a huge difference between those two things.
Yeah. Will I use the opportunity that was a one in how many million people apply to Big Brother opportunity to try to impact somebody and also, you know, create a career out of? Bro, I got no shame in that.
Right.
Hell yeah.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So when people comment, they're like, oh, it's just clout chasing now. I'm like, bro, keep commenting because it actually helps.
Yeah.
Like, comment
Helps the
again.
algorithm.
Yeah.
Comment
Keep
again.
coming at
Yeah.
it.
Keep
Yeah,
coming.
man.
So yeah, man, I think like I was even gonna talk to y'all. Like before Big Brother, I was gonna start podcasts, and because I was working in like nonprofit ministry that poured into high schoolers for 4 years, and I wanted to get out of that because I felt like I was so constrained and confined about like just organizationally what I could do. But I was gonna start a podcast called Figuring It Out, and I was basically gonna talk about like all the stuff in your 20s and 30s that you have to figure out that nobody talks about. Like for me, like processing my emotions, talking about how to date. I mean, that's why you guys are making that content as well, because nobody's teaching us how to do that. It's like, should I be on Hinge? Should I go up to girls at bars? Should I start taking Pilates? Like, what do I do?
Should I do 5 blind dates with the blind
Oh,
dates?
God.
Yeah. Should I come back to the Wavelength Podcast? Yeah. So it's like, no one's talking about that. And that was like genuinely just out of like my experience as a 25-year-old in a big city of people being like, I kept meeting people. I started a run club in Atlanta, and it like literally was like me and 3 dudes. I pull up like the next Thursday since I got home from Big Brother, dude, there's like 200 people.
Holy
Hell
shit.
yeah.
And I'm just like, what is happening? There's like me and 3 guys. But like we were doing things like that because we kept meeting people who were like, I moved here to Atlanta because I took a job at Aerotech. I took a job at, you know, Microsoft or Google. And like, what do I do?
Yeah.
Like, I'm lonely. I'm in this big city. And I have a heart for those people in any city. And so I don't know what that looks like. I just want young adults to grow and be healthy, and people to grow and be healthy. and to try to help like my life be a part of the solution of us like being better human beings, you know? So
that's dope, dude. And I think that's our mission too. I mean, I think that's why we started this, is just be authentic as possible. And
right.
I don't know, we don't have life figured out, but
nobody does.
Nobody does. Yeah. We're doing it
rather talk about
it
and talk about real shit than, I don't know.
Yeah. And I mean, I think a lot of people think they want a blueprint of people that have it figured out.
There's no
you'll just never find it. And what you really need is you need stuff like this to be like, oh, I'm not actually alone in what I was thinking. You know what I mean? People need to resonate with other people. And that's why, like, dude, I was so pumped when you guys reached out, because this, in my opinion, is the thing moving the needle forward in our world. You know?
I think so too, man.
Yeah.
I think so too.
Yeah.
And it takes people like us with, like, you know, platforms.
Yeah.
And if it takes Big Brother to be that platform as a springboard for the next thing, man, then let it happen.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
For
if
sure,
it takes
dude.
being the first boot to show people like how to act when you're dealing with adversity.
Bring on Crazy Eyes.
Yeah,
man. Bring it on.
Crazy
Brad
Eyes
Summer,
out,
let's
dude.
do it. Yeah.
Let's go, man. Well, props to you, man. That's it's great to have you here.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
even
dude,
having
it's
you here,
awesome.
man.
Yeah.
Now I'm like, how the hell they evict this guy?
I know. for
Actually,
real,
no,
dude.
I can kind of see how they evict you. I'm like, this dude charming as hell. So, let's go.
I would want him on my
man.
team. I wouldn't evict him.
That's what I'm saying, man.
Yeah.
You think, man.
Man.
I mean, yeah.
But with that, dude, we had a couple ideas for some games.
Yeah,
Getting
speaking
back
of
to
the
it.
end of Big Brother.
I didn't get to play
man.
many games. So I'm like,
here
I'll
we
play
go.
some games.
Here
we
we
got
go.
some more. We got a couple little things for you. So Alex and I have compiled a list, a ranking so far,
Okay.
the power rankings of players currently left in the game.
Okay.
And we were wondering if you would want to make your own power rankings
Heck
at
yeah.
the current and it's based on who you think has the power to win the game
Okay.
from this point on.
Okay.
So I'm gonna
Let's do it.
Let's lay out these cards in front of you. You can lay out everybody.
All right.
And Alex and I will read off our list and give our reasons.
Oh,
And
yeah.
as we do that, you can kind of put your people in order if
Okay.
you want to. Does that make
Okay.
sense?
Yeah. Let's
Is that
do it.
cool?
Yeah, so you take your time. We'll go through our people.
Okay.
So number 2, I got Kenny. Number 1, I got Matt.
It's not looking good.
Dude, honestly, I don't know if you know this, man, but I have always there was 3 or 4 seasons in a row after my season where I would guess who I thought was gonna win and who
Yeah.
I thought was gonna be the first one evicted. And I used to curse the hell out of people, dude.
Really?
I thought David was gonna win the season after me.
Oh,
He was
yeah.
gone the first night.
No
Yeah.
way.
I thought Jonathan Bennett was gonna win on Celebrity Big Brother, first one out. So I stopped doing
Wow.
that, man. So
Dang.
I should have done it though. I wouldn't have said
Yeah,
you.
I
I
know.
would have probably said you were top 3. I probably would have
That's
said
kind.
who would I said first, Boot?
Angela?
Lisa,
Yeah.
Angela.
Yeah. Honestly.
I don't know, man.
And it almost happened.
It
if
almost
not,
happened,
yeah.
dude. It almost happened. But all right, man.
I'm gonna
So
kick up.
I mean, we can start at the bottom here, Alex and I. Last place currently in the power rankings here.
Speaking of the devil.
Speaking
Let's just
of,
get that out of the way.
Let's just get that one out of the way. Why don't you
Let's
hold
just-
it up to the camera
Let's
there,
just
buddy?
plant this one and get this one taken care of
All right,
across
so
the board.
we're gonna go Angela,
Yeah,
last place in
boom.
the power.
Yeah, I mean, there's just no way. If she wins, I might not watch the show ever again.
Man, that'd be wild.
No
if she
offense,
won.
no offense, but yeah,
All right,
that would
so
just be.
I can't even
we don't need to touch that one too much.
bro.
I
Yeah,
don't
Bro,
think.
my
No.
thing is I do think she'll make it to jury.
I honestly
I
do too.
I think she
really
will
do.
too
I can't
because
believe she won 2 HOH.
But
I can't believe she just won another.
I can't believe she
HOH.
won another HOH either.
And she kind
but-
of powered her way through it.
Oh, for sure.
But
she,
also,
dude,
bro, she won in the only HOH of the whole season that won't mean jack shit.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
That's very
So
true.
people were like, "What a icon! She just won an HOH," and I was like, "Yeah, but it's kind of hilarious."
It got
pretty much
taken
like a
completely
veto.
over.
It's like a veto, dude.
Yeah.
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 But-
all right. So last, Angela, do we think she has any chance of winning the season?
No, there's no chance she wins the season, but I do agree with you guys that she stays longer just because the whole house doesn't like her. So it's
Yeah.
like, why would you get rid of her? Unless
Yeah.
you literally can't stand her in the house
Yeah.
anymore.
Which eventually could happen.
It could happen. But if you're smart, you might as well just leave her until the
Mhm.
very end.
Right.
Mhm.
Well, not very end, but
yeah, and long enough.
I think she'll last longer than being
Okay.
the next one out.
I
But
think
we
so,
still
too.
got her last. Should we change our?
No,
don't
I
know.
mean, there's just no
Well,
shot.
yeah,
for her
because
winning.
this is power ranking.
This is power rankings
Yeah,
to win the
yeah,
game.
right,
so
right.
yeah, I don't see it happening.
Yeah.
No.
I don't know if you're gonna like the next one on our list, man.
Yeah,
We got
probably not.
Mackenzie
It's
at
the
number 12,
potential.
man.
Honestly, that would have been my next two. I mean,
Really?
Yeah. I mean, look at this week, bro.
That's what I'm saying. She's
dude.
she's
I
struggling.
kind of feel like unfortunately she don't got anybody other than Leah.
Dude, honestly, like it's getting like tough to watch because like like we aren't like a thing. It's just like we got close and we were like, hey,
there's potential.
What we doing?
Yeah.
But like, I still think she's like a kick-ass girl and she's great. But like people are starting to like talk behind her back.
Yeah.
And it's just like tough to watch.
She's just kind of on the outside, unfortunately.
And
she
like,
doesn't really have like an alliance and
right. And I like even like this week, she might go. I'm almost like I think she'll come home and be like, "Oh wow, life is so much better than what I was going through." Even like for me watching her right now, I'm like, "You're probably not gonna win." Like, granted the circumstances.
You selfishly want her to get out so you guys can kick it for a little bit.
Like, it's definitely a tension because like I'm like, bro, I don't know. Like I don't know where we're at. Like I don't know like what will be. And it's been like a weird thing. Like, I don't know. I mean, I'm trying to like talk about this the right way. Like you go in and you're kind of like, oh, like when you on the first day and you're kind of like, I just told them for the last like 3 months what my type was. And then you'll see and you're like, oh,
yeah, they got one.
And so I was like, okay, like I know what we're doing here. So like, and then, I mean, bro, like even our situation, like, I swear, this is the number one thing. I hope she watches this podcast and hears. Bro, like, she chose the bed next to me.
Yeah.
Mackenzie, when you watch this, you chose the freaking bed.
That's on her.
Bro, I swear. Because I started helping people, like, get their suitcases out of the storage room. And then, like, I was doing that all on my lonesome. And, like, towards the end when there's, like, a couple left. And I'm thinking, I'm like, I wonder where the really pretty girl is going to sleep.
Yeah.
And then she's the only person in the whole house who hasn't chosen their bed besides me.
Because she waited.
And it's the one right next to me. I was like, what are we on right now? Like, I know what we're doing.
Yep.
So,
yep.
anyways, yeah. It's
Are
like,
we sure we still want to put her 12th in the power rankings, man? I don't know.
I just feel like.
I don't see her coming on the other side of it. Like,
I don't know. I think she can win some comps.
I think she can win comps. I just don't know if she has enough people on her side.
I think like. Yeah, I think socially is where she's struggling, but like she's still, I felt like at the beginning of this week could have rapped Tucker and then been in that even weird thing with Angela then and the Rubina. Now they've got the potential Showmance thing. So I thought maybe she could ride along with that, but I just think that everybody like behind her back is like, we don't want her to get here. I don't think she's going to win the show, Yeah. Sorry, Mackenzie, but like.
It's all right, man. All right, we'll put her in 12.
I would rock with the same.
All right, man. Well, let's let you go.
Who do you think is 11th?
Who do you think is going to go 11th in the power rankings,
So I think, personally, I would put Cam.
You put Cam down there?
Yeah, because I think Cam, he has potential to win comps, but he hasn't won anything. And I think, like, at some point, everybody's going to, like, I don't think he could sway a jury.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
So I think like similar to my boy Matt last year, even they made it the final two and you're like your speech didn't maybe help you out. Like I think Cam would get in that similar scenario, but he would even have like less to work with than what Matt did. Matt actually had a resume, but I don't know if like it's week 3 and I don't think he's really made an impact. He's a good guy.
I feel that.
Cool guy. I would consider him, or I would consider Chemo.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
For the same reason. Like, I just don't think they're like, it's one thing to fall in the shadows and like play your social game that way, but it's another when it's like, you will not have a single card to contribute.
Yeah.
Got you.
So in terms of power rankings of who will win,
you're throwing Cam and Chemo in the bottom 4?
Yeah, I'm going to throw Cam and Chemo in the bottom 4.
Got you. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Let's not say where we put them.
I'll switch it up.
For 11 and 12 in the bottom 4, we have Rubina at number 11 right now.
Yeah.
And we have Tucker at number 10.
Okay.
Which Tucker is confusing.
I wanted to put Tucker
me.
higher, man. I did.
Dude,
I don't. Yeah, I just don't know.
I think he has the ability on just competition strength.
For sure.
Alone
I mean, he can pull
his way to the end.
He can pull himself off the veto every week.
Yeah.
And he calls it out. Yeah.
He may not be in the best position right now.
He's not in a good position right now.
But I don't think he's scared to like go out and make a new alliance or do whatever he thinks. And he's been able to accomplish things that he said he's going to accomplish.
I think we did maybe put Tucker a little too low.
But
Yeah.
he's in such a bad spot.
He's in
right
a
now.
terrible
like,
spot
he's a
right now.
comp
He's in a
beast,
bad
you know?
spot. I just think Tucker will be the guy who the floaters will latch onto.
Mhm.
Floaters, no disrespect, but I think they're gonna latch onto Tucker,
Fair.
and
yeah.
then he could get numbers if he wins just from the people that latch onto him and want to ride like him as a shield.
Mhm.
Kinda
I think if anybody can
similarly.
pull themselves out of that situation, it's Tucker.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I think I mean, I like him. I think he's super likable and like funny as hell, and he's a comp beast, dude. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
I would gravitate towards him if I was in the house.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Well, shoot. Well, who do you have
So
at
from here,
at your number? What do we got? This is the number bottom 5.
bottom 5,
Where did it Oh.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna put Joseph.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dude, Joseph.
I haven't seen much out of Joseph. Man.
Yeah.
Bro, he's cracking me up if you're keeping up with feeds because like I was kind of like, no disrespect to Joseph, kind of picking up this vibe and then like Twitter's running with it, but which affirmed I was like not crazy, but he like in his little like cam talks, he'll kind of get arrogant. Like he'll kind of be like, and it's no disrespect, but he'll kind of be like, I'm literally running the show right now. And then Twitter will be like, this man thinks he's running the show.
Those
Like,
are famous last words. Dude.
Yeah, it's so
Oh,
funny.
man.
Yeah.
But like I will say, like one way Joseph is good at the game, in my experience, bro has no fear of like awkwardly walking into a conversation, knowing it's gonna be awkward, and just eating it.
Just taking it up
And like
going with it.
That's
I
a skill.
don't have
That's
that
a skill.
That
I
is-
do not have that skill. Like Leah would do the funniest impression of him when she was trying to feel out like, do I like Cam? Do I like Tucker? She started telling me and Mackenzie about it. She would be like, yeah, so I was one-on-one with Tucker today. And like, she's like, you know, I'm looking cute. I'm like, I'm posed up. And she's like, and I feel like we're starting to like flirt a little bit. Then all of a sudden she would be like, you know, the door opens and it's just. I thought that was
The
so
mustache
funny.
comes crawling in.
Yep.
But like
Every time.
he has no fear about it. So I respected it because I'd be like, you can walk in and then people be like, and he'll just eat it. I can't do that. So
No, I couldn't do that either.
anyways, I
I
watched
could totally
him
see it though.
big time.
Yeah.
I watched him in Power Vito and he was really bad at Power Vito.
Really?
Yeah. He was pretty bad. And so that's why I don't think even like, I mean, Twitter was calling him out. He's basically being like, yeah, like when we get on the wall, like it's going to be a wrap. And they're
Oh,
like,
man.
bro, like, what are we
That's
on?
tough.
So-
Those are big words, man. That wall will
Big
humble the
words.
hell out of some people,
Oh,
man.
big time, dude.
Oh.
Big time.
We got Joseph pretty low. We got Joseph at mid tier.
Yeah.
Just because like I don't know if he seems like the most like likable person where if he's
Yeah.
sitting next to, I can't see him sitting next to anyone at the end. That's not like
Right.
I don't know if like there's a floater like maybe Leah or something that I feel
Yeah.
like might be floating through the game. Like if he's sitting next to her, then maybe I think he could pull something out.
Yeah.
But I don't really see much
Yeah.
out of him so far. But yeah, all right. Who you got right above Joseph
Right
in the
above
rankings?
Joseph.
We're gonna let him do
Okay.
his thing, and then
Okay.
we're gonna tell him what
Okay.
our list was.
Yeah,
like that.
Yeah, and
You
we'll
like that?
We'll cross filter.
Yeah,
I
man.
think after this, I'm gonna go with. I think I'm gonna go Rabina and then Leah.
Okay.
Who should I go
Okay.
here?
It don't matter. You can
Yeah,
go
it's
ahead.
up to you.
So, Rabina's game, like I'm iffy putting her here, but like, I think if Tucker gets knocked, like she's got no, like I don't think she'll be able to sway. She doesn't have
Mhm.
the resume like already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and she doesn't have the pull of the house. I don't know if she's gonna win a bunch of comps. Where her game's good, which like watching back, I was like, where she got me is she's so good at like talking with you when you're trying to. She makes you feel like she's giving you something, but she's really giving like a totally neutral comment.
That's a big skill. We were just talking
yeah, we were
about
just
that
talking about
yesterday.
that.
So
earlier.
you could be like, "Isn't Tucker a threat?" And she'll be like, "Okay."
Uh-huh.
And then when I like watched it back, I'd be like, "Damn, she didn't say yes or she didn't say
Yeah.
no."
Yeah.
That's a big skill, man.
So
I like where you got her put.
yeah,
I honestly like that placement based on what you said because we had her lower, but I didn't know she kind of
Yeah.
did that. But that's,
Yeah.
I mean, mid tier for her to not be super connected, but she has a skill set.
she does.
I think it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that,
I agree with
dude.
that.
yeah.
All right, who you got right
Next,
above
I'm gonna put
Rubina?
my girl Leah, even though I love her, people I think in the house like they think she's kind of like a pick me, which makes me sad because she's not.
Mhm.
But I think like a large piece of her game right now is kind of like flirting up
Yeah.
the
Mhm.
the situations that she's getting in. which like is a strategy
For sure.
Like
It's
run
a
the
strategy.
run the strategy if that's
Mhm.
your thing. But again, I just don't think she'll have the pull in the house like to win the show.
Yeah.
And I also don't know if she's gonna be able to pull out. I think if she wins HOH, like she'll get a lot of blood on her hands.
Yeah.
So that would make it even harder,
Right.
even if she gets an opportunity to win.
And do you see her winning vetoes or like AI Arena?
I think she could.
Yeah.
I mean, like in the first HOH, she got second.
Oh yeah, that's true.
You know?
True. Yeah.
And so that was kind of like a chance type HOH. But I think like in the nature, I mean, who knows where the rest of the comps of the season's going to go, but they've been non-physical at all, like so far. And if that's the case, then the dynamic of who I think people should view as threats is totally different.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Dude, that's
Yeah,
true.
everybody's a threat, dude. I used to say never underestimate anybody because anybody could win anything.
Yeah.
Because like they'll throw you some weird shit like they threw you in the
Yeah.
in the arena. or
Clone
whatever.
counting.
Yeah. What the hell?
I'm like
Leah
what are
might
we
be
doing?
counting clones on Thursdays every week. We don't know.
Yeah.
So anybody can win anything.
Yeah.
You know what I
the
mean?
BBAI arena.
Yeah, dude. We agree with you on that. I think we got it right about the same
Yeah.
area with
Okay.
Leah. So who do you got right above Leah? We're getting into the top
Okay.
6 contenders in the power rankings right now.
So I'm gonna go with I
Some good
think
names. There's some big
there's
names
There's
left,
some
man.
big names still on here.
Yeah.
I think this is probably the place to put Tucker.
Okay.
I maybe would put him up one more spot, but I just think the nature of Tucker's game, like he's not going to be able to get to the final without burning people. For
Yeah.
sure, at some point.
Mhm.
Like he's won a lot, but in my opinion, like his social game has been sloppy.
Mhm. Yeah.
Like he and again, that was like the beef he had with Cedric. I call Cedric Seti. Like the beef he had with Cedric, it was like way too far.
It was-
you know what I mean?
Yeah, and he was off. He
Yeah.
straight up he missed him saying it. Like
Right.
it was
It was like way too far. I remember like when Babe was going on you were like, how did that get so far?
Yeah,
Like,
dude.
Yeah.
That's how I felt.
it was kind of
yeah.
a similar situation. It was like I said something, but she kind of took it a different way, or like
right.
and twisted it. And then Tucker just straight up didn't hear that she
Yeah.
said that Cedric said it. So it was
Right.
like, oh man, you hate to see fights like that. It's just like a straight up miscommunication,
Right.
And there's nothing you can do.
And then it gets like past the line where it's
Yeah.
like, yo, we don't have to talk to people like that. Yeah.
exactly.
So
man.
I was just like, shout out to Cedric Heat because he ate that well.
He did. I respect that. And he's
Yeah.
what, 21?
Bro,
He's young.
He's like, 20. No, he's like maybe 4 years younger than Mackenzie,
Wow.
which
Okay.
is wild.
That's the thing, man. Like that's why we're in agreement with you that Cedric, he might be on the block right now. He might go home this week. We
Yeah.
don't know because we're a little bit behind for the viewers, but
right.
I feel like Cedric's been able to like handle himself really well.
Yeah.
No, he
Yeah.
has. He
Really
seems like
well.
a cool ass dude.
He's
and like
super
also
level-headed.
when Tucker was yelling at him, he was like, all right. He's like, he even said, he's like, I'll take that.
Yeah, he's like,
Yeah.
let's play. Like,
Yeah.
you know?
Well, one thing that I like about Cedric is, and it's good for his game, is honestly like, and I started to notice like he plays really like afraid.
Mhm.
Like even when I watch him on live feeds now, he's always kind of like
yeah.
and so
Oh, you can tell on his HOH, it took him a long time to make a
Yeah.
decision.
Mm.
Like he
Right.
was really worried about what decision he was making.
Mhm.
right. And I think that's what's gonna hurt him later, but I do think he could get far, but like I think he'll always be concerned about like, I mean, he's a young guy, you
Yeah,
know, and like when
yeah.
I was young, I was probably worse, but I wanted people to like me and I
Yep.
wanted to not get blood on my hands. His whole HOH was how do I not get blood on my
Yeah.
hands?
And then he got the most amount of
And
blood
then
on his
he
hands.
got
So, yeah.
slaughtered.
Yeah.
Like he's swimming in it for the
Yeah.
rest of the
Yeah.
season.
Yeah, that sucked.
It was a
Yeah,
bloodbath.
man. Do you want to put him at number 5 with that?
Yeah, I think I would.
Okay, right below Tucker. So still, I
Yeah.
mean, 5th in the power rankings isn't nothing to, scoff at.
Right.
So
Yeah.
Cedric, I think I agree with you there.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
we got him up there
Somewhere
about
in
in
the
that
middle.
area. Yeah, man. So who you got we got the
So-
top 4 here. We got Quinn, Chelsea, T-Core, and Brooklyn left
Yeah.
in the
okay.
top 4 of the power rankings.
Here I'm gonna put. Oh man. I'm gonna put T-Core.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think T-Core, people like her. I think I'm hopeful. Like T-Core's game, I feel like this week has like definitely been on the upward trajectory.
Okay.
She's having more conversations, and I think she I don't know, but I feel like she's kind of hitting this point where she's like, I gotta start getting involved, or like I will never like make it that far. But she subtly will hit like she's thinking about the jury. She's thinking about like
she's far ahead, man.
Yeah, she's thinking way ahead, and honestly, like I am jealous of her game, 100%. I think I talked about this on TikTok Live the other day. I was like, I could never have played T-Core's game, and it makes me jealous. Like,
just hanging out in the background,
just hanging out on the sidelines, and like kind of still do stuff, but not like loudly.
Like, I mean, there were multiple days where, like, I went up to her maybe like day 7 and was just like, "Hey, how are
you doing?"
You know?
Like,
and
good to see you.
And she's like, I feel like people are getting the wrong perception of me in the house, that I'm not playing hard enough. And I was like, what'd you say? You know, like that's might be why.
Right.
But like in a game like Big Brother, it really helps you. But I'm jealous of it because I just never could do that. You know? So
we all are different people, man.
Different
but
people
I agree with
strengths.
it, dude. I'm with you. I wanted to put T-Core higher than we put her, but we have her about the same spot.
Okay.
I think the people that are kind of hanging out in the shadows aren't necessarily floaters right now. They're just kind of letting all the big personalities go at each other, and they're kind of able to chill back. So it's like, it's kind of hard to do these power rankings right now, if I'm being honest, because like
I was also driving when we did ours, so like I had to focus on 2 things at once. So don't blame it all on me.
I mean, we're you guys.
Yeah, we're pretty similar on that one.
Okay, so we got the top 3. Who are you putting in the 3 spot?
All right, I'm gonna put. And again, like it's not even like how I think it's gonna shake out. It's like who could, in terms of power ranking, win.
Yep.
I think here I would put Chelsea.
That's 3.
As a number 3.
That's 3, and then I would put Brooklyn.
Quinn.
You got
number
Quinn's number
1.
Yeah, dude, I do, because
okay, talk through that.
so
man,
this is wild to me because Twitter hates Quinn. Like they really don't like him.
Yeah.
I literally cannot find any like tangible reason for why people don't like Quinn. But like in terms of if he gets out of this little situation, I don't know if Quinn will necessarily get back into the spotlight in the same way. So I think like he really knows the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, he really knows the show and he really knows the game. I'm kind of glad he got out of the little like Leah thing, because I was like, what are we doing? Like, come on. Like, so I don't know, but I thought that was hurting his game a little bit. That might not even be over, but whatever. I think if he gets Tucker out, I just feel like Quinn's a guy everybody in the house would want to see win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would be a journey for him because he's been through some adversity early on.
Big time.
Which
But that's all
went through last year.
For sure.
Yeah.
But that's also kind of what I said. I feel like people missed their shot with Quinn.
They did, bro.
Like
100%.
I can't wrap my
I couldn't wrap
mind
my
around
like
that.
you had him.
Yeah.
Like,
had him
you should have taken him out because like I think Quinn is a good player
With
too.
the
Like he
I
knows the
know.
game like the back of his hand.
I can't wrap my mind around the fact that somebody with a fake deep HOH, whatever it was called, like
Deep
a power.
fake, yeah.
Because my whole thing was like, I would have been thinking this was like, what if he just goes rogue? He could just pick anybody.
Yeah.
Like that is definitely a possibility. I can't believe they did not think about it. I don't know
crazy.
what. I don't know.
I
what
mean,
that
but that
was.
shows. I'm with you there because that shows how well connected
Yeah.
he is. That he.
I mean, he's in like 3 alliances,
Yeah.
if not more.
Right.
and they all
Yes,
feel good
yeah.
with
And
him.
they all like him because he's
Right.
kind of like the one that they don't expect to be.
yeah.
They almost like don't think people won't expect him to
Right,
be in their
right.
alliance.
And he just got. And he's in an alliance with Cedric, and he just put Cedric on the block, and there's still like
no beef.
and
Yeah.
no beef there. I'm like,
That's
dude,
true.
How?
In a way where like he even told Cedric he'd feel bad about it, and he still went and volunteered to be a pawn. So that changes a lot. But I feel like Quinn's a guy everybody would want to see win. Like, and he's really liked by the house, regardless of whatever the hell Twitter's saying. The house really likes Quinn. Because he's just a really nice guy. Like my game was hurt with Quinn because we literally would just joke the entire time.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And
he
then
seems like a goofball.
we would
but,
never talk
yeah.
game, and then I would be like, damn, we just freaking joked for an hour and never talked about anything that is gonna help us in this game. So
Got you. So Quinn with the #1 spot, man. So take us through. All right, man. Your list is so different than ours, man. I don't know. Actually, the beginning and the end.
Middle's a little mixed.
Middle's similar,
that's fair though. That's fair. Yeah.
So take us through. Give us a list. So 13th place in the power rankings. Who you got? All the way down to 1.
Angela. We've got Angela at the bottom. I just don't know how she could win this game. And if she actually did win this game, I mean, what's happening?
Yeah, I won't.
What's happening? And I feel like that's how people feel. They're like, if she wins, like I don't even like.
That's a lot of episodes to have to watch Angela.
I'll be
I mean, bro, like a campaign thing for me would essentially be like, and I'm thankful like other people are saying it on feeds. They're like, I cannot go to jury with Angela. I cannot go to jury with Angela.
Sometimes it gets to that point, man.
Yeah.
Brett used to say that on my season, like, please don't put me in the jury with Rockstar.
we put him in jury with Rockstar.
Yeah,
dude.
That was so
I
funny.
remember that.
That was so funny.
That
All
was
right,
funny.
so we got Angela.
Angela 13.
Unfortunately, we've got Kenzie next. I mean, with where we're at, she's in some hot water right now. Doesn't have a lot of solid alliances. She told a lot of people about the upgrade that put her at risk. She's gonna have to like win to get herself further in the game, which is a really tough place to be when there's HOH, Veto, and now AI Arena. So we'll see what happens, but I don't think like people are starting to talk behind her back and talk bad about her. So I don't know how many votes she'd get at the end.
Yeah.
So I don't think she's gonna win, unfortunately. We've got Cam. Cam just has no resume right now. If Cam was HOH, I think he would play it the same way as Cedric, where it's like, I just don't want to get blood. I just don't want to get blood. Rather than thinking like, who do I actually need to take out?
Like Tucker. Like the way Tucker thinks.
Right. Yeah. So I've got Cam there. Chemo too. I just don't know how Chemo's going to build up a strong enough resume to sway an entire jury to give him the vote. He's a great guy. Love him, but I don't know if he's going to have the resume. Joseph, I just don't think people in the house like him enough. You know what I mean? I think they might think he's funny, but I just don't think he's going to have like genuine pull. Yeah. I don't think he'll have the resume either. I don't know. Then we've got Rubina. Similarly, I think Rubina's middle of the pack. I think she does have some great social game aspects. But don't know if she's going to have the resume. Leah, I think a lot of people in the house kind of don't mess with Leah, unfortunately, because she's great. But yeah, don't think she could swing a jury. Tucker, I don't think he's going to make it to the end without having, just swamps of blood on his hand. So there's that. Then we've got Cedric. Cedric, yeah. I mean, he's definitely in the top, I think. I think people like him. I don't think he got too much blood. If he somehow gets out of this Tucker situation, like if he were to boot Tucker, that's a huge resume piece.
For sure.
That could happen. T-Core, I'm just really hopeful about what's going to happen with her game because I felt like this week she kind of hit a switch. So we'll see. Chelsea, people like Chelsea. I think Chelsea and Brooklyn, for the most part, nobody has said anything bad about them. They may be the only two where nobody's just been like, I don't like the way Chelsea said that, or I don't like the way Brooklyn said that. So that's why I've always kept them two specifically at the top when asked about it.
I agree with that.
Because there's been no beef about them, about anything. Them being annoying, them not cleaning, them, whatever.
And right now they're in the best alliance. Like they're in the biggest alliance, I feel like. So.
Right. And then at the end, I've got Quinn. The other aspect of Quinn's game that
This is gonna throw some people.
It's gonna throw some people, bro.
That's a hot take.
It's gonna throw some people. But here's my thing with Quinn. Like in terms of power ranking, Quinn I think is the only person amongst this whole group who has the ability to give a speech that could genuinely sway people. Look at the speech he gave. That man talked his way off holding the most powerful upgrade I've seen in years of Big Brother. Yeah. Like, that upgrade was wild.
It was crazy.
He was holding that.
You just get a free HOH.
Literally. And I don't know how that happened.
Yeah.
He was on the block with that upgrade and somehow convinced everybody to keep him. And it was through his speech. He has that like Brett vibe type speech ability to be like, give the theatrics.
Yeah.
I think that if he's final 2, his speech will go crazy. And people will be like, I do like him. And then his speech was funny. I'll give him my vote.
Yeah.
So I think if he can get out of this situation he's in with Tucker, which like Tucker's game's probably going to explode sooner or later, and then people are going to target him to get out, I think Quinn has a strong chance to win just in terms of like where he's at, but also like what he has if he can just get his way out.
Crazy, man.
Yeah.
All right, you heard it.
That's it.
That's Matt's power rankings, man. That's crazy, dude. I mean, I agree with a lot of that. I'm not gonna lie. We'll get into ours, but I gotta pee so bad, dude. All right, so mine and Alex's power rankings, they're a little bit different than yours.
Okay.
I'll grab them and slide them over.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you need to. All right, so in the last spot here,
We met you there.
you know, this
We
one's
know.
I agree with this like wholeheartedly, but this one's also for you, man. like this one's for you.
God, that means so much.
You know what I'm
That
saying?
means so
Like
much. That's more.
We got
That means
Angela.
more than 750. More than 750.
This one's for our boy. All right, we got Angela.
Yep.
Bill. I just can't see her winning, man.
No, there's
I
just
don't
no
know.
way.
If she
Yeah.
were to somehow make it to the final 2, the only thing I could see is like people be like, how the hell? Like the fact that she made it there, they might
It's
vote for
wild.
it. But I can't see
Yeah.
her making it there.
There's
dude.
no
No
way.
way.
There's
Yeah.
just no way, dude.
No way.
Right below her, we also agree with you. We got Mackenzie.
Kids.
For
Kids,
similar
yeah.
reasons that you've said. I don't think she should have outed herself with the
Yeah.
power app or the
Right.
power upgrade, and it just doesn't seem like she's connected. She needs you in there.
I
Yeah,
right?
know,
just don't got
yeah.
enough on her side,
It
man.
kind of fell apart when
there's
you
so
left,
many
man.
times like being on the outside now where I'm like, I feel so bad. I feel like I just like screwed her game.
Man,
But I'm like, hey, everybody's game is their own game. But that's why I didn't ask her to use the upgrade, because I was like, every time you're associated with me, it's just been bad for you.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
and I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I don't think she would have used it.
Yeah.
And if she did, I would have put her last in the
Yeah,
rankings.
yeah,
You know what I'm
for
saying?
real.
Like you
And
can't use a power on
someone else.
other than
That-
yourself.
es-
I
yeah,
know.
especially that quick.
Yeah.
And she
unfortunately.
did tell me, she was like, man, if I genuinely felt like we didn't have the votes, I would use it.
That's
But I
huge.
wasn't gonna like
And
and people-
press that.
people
Mhm.
asked me that. They were like, you would have been able to, like, what a resume that would have been if you got her to use it. And I was like, yeah, man. But then 3 months later, when we're on the outside, and I'm like, what are we trying to do if
Yeah.
we are trying to do anything? How could she believe anything I'm gonna
Right,
say?
man.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
And I think that's maybe why she was like so teary eyed too when you got voted
Yeah.
out, because she probably felt a little bad that she didn't use it on you, right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
man. Well,
That was
unfortunately,
so
we
tough.
got her down there. This is where things start changing up a little bit
Yeah.
for
Okay,
us. So,
okay.
in the bottom 3, we got Rubina,
Yeah.
just because I feel like that little showman she's got brewing up with Tucker.
Bro, Tubina?
Tubina.
Tubina.
That's a great name.
That is a great. I don't know if that's a great name.
It's a memorable name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tubina.
Tubina. Okay. Yeah. So I don't know if that's gonna
Yeah, I don't
help her
know.
much. And it seems
Yeah.
like, I don't know. I mean, we're a few days behind right now, and it seems like she just got put up on the block
Yeah.
as a
Yeah,
replacement
she
She got
nominee. So,
renommed, yeah. Which, like, for Quinn to do, took some nads, bro.
yeah, man. So I don't know. We got her down there. Next, we got Tucker.
Okay.
Just
I
because.
don't know.
I mean, this is still up for debate a little bit. Like, I believe in Tucker. Like, I said a lot of good things about him. Like, I believe
we'll
that
see.
he
We'll see
can-
when we get these laid out.
Yeah.
I might swap him
It's
around.
just like with Tucker, if he does make it to the end, he's an automatic dub.
Oh, for
Yeah.
sure.
yeah. You
For
know
sure.
what I mean?
But the fact that we're saying that means the people in there are saying that
Right.
already, and it's way too early for people to be
Right.
like, "Oh, that guy's gonna win."
Right.
Yeah.
Because
You know?
of his resume.
Right.
Right.
Yep.
So with that, we got him a little bit on the bottom tier, but at the same time, he has the ability to win any competition. He has the
Right.
ability to just go out there and make a new alliance if he wants to and he needs to. So
Yeah.
he's tenacious, I guess.
He is.
But so we might have to change that. All right. After that, right
Oh.
above him, this is where it gets
This
real
is where
crazy,
it gets
man.
real rough.
We might be so far off,
Yeah.
but we got
He probably knows
Quinn.
better than us, realistically.
Yeah, honestly, we got Quinn bottom 5.
Wow. Really?
We got Quinn bottom 5.
He's.
man.
I mean, that's fair though, because he's in a sticky spot.
He
He's
just
in
got
a
that
sticky
target
spot.
put up so
Yeah.
quick and like.
I feel
But
like
he is so well connected.
he is so
it's-
connected.
is
You
tough.
made a good point, dude.
Yeah.
Like, he's connected, and if he's able to get through this week unscathed, and then he can, I have to see him next week to really
Yeah.
put him in
Yeah.
a proper spot. Because like, if he's able to get through this week, then next week he doesn't have his power anymore.
Right.
And if people aren't eyeing him next week or targeting him next week, then
He'll
I
go
think he's
deep.
gonna go deep.
He'll go
True.
deep,
So this
bro.
next week is huge for Quinn, I
Right.
think.
And
Yep.
I'm telling y'all, like, that man pulled himself out of that scenario because of his speech. And I don't think anybody else here could have been able to do that.
That's fair, dude.
Man. That's fair.
so fair.
Well, that's
Alright.
good. We should stick with our list because I don't want to be biased now that we talked.
That's true.
I know.
That's
Yeah,
true.
stay
We'll live
unbiased.
with him.
We'll
Stay
stick with
unbiased.
it.
Live
Yeah,
with
this is-
them, you
yeah,
know?
stay
We'll stick
unbiased.
with it.
All
We'll
right.
stick with it.
So right above Quinn in our power rankings, we have Leah.
Yep.
We got her in the middle just because I haven't seen much out of her. Honestly, I don't really watch the feeds too much.
I don't either.
Yeah, so we're just like casual viewers, honestly.
Yeah.
But like, I guess I know the game a little bit. You know the game. We just got her there. I just haven't seen a lot out of her, and I don't know
And
if
it's
she's
just-
super well connected.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know,
Agreed.
she only kind of has Mackenzie, and we got Mackenzie bottom tier.
And that's
so.
that. I do agree though. I like Leah McKenzie a lot. Like
Yeah.
I said this earlier, I think, but I'm surprised they're not more well connected.
Yeah,
Like with other
Yeah.
people. Like it kind of. I don't
know.
really get it.
yeah.
But
I think they got potential though. You know
That
what
was
I mean?
that was a big live feed moment that happened last night, I think. Was Leah told Rubina that she would vote Mackenzie out. So she might be turning on Mackenzie a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
And then there's like, she had a little thing where she was like, I just feel like Mackenzie's like stealing my jokes. And like, I was like, come on, Leah. what we
She's
doing?
trying to separate herself from
I
her a
think
little
she
bit.
is. And I think it's game. So
damn.
All right.
who knows?
All right. I
Damn.
mean, that keeps me there.
That-
That keeps
yeah.
me there with Leah.
I
though,
gotta
'cause-
stop giving intel.
I'm sorry,
I gotta stop
man.
giving
No.
intel.
Man,
We
all
gotta
right,
let
all
you
right.
go with
Yeah, we
this,
don't need
yeah.
too much intel. We're the casual fans over here.
Next up, we got Joseph.
we got
Joseph.
Joseph. That's pretty similar to what
I-
we
I-
had.
yep.
Pretty similar.
I
Yeah.
agree with that. I think he's just floating, but also like, just not as likable. I think you had Chemo beforehand.
Oh yeah.
We put Chemo a little after just because I think Chemo's a little more likable.
Yeah, throw
Yeah.
Chemo
Yeah.
next
Chemo's
because
next.
we had Chemo
Oh, yep,
next. Yeah.
yep.
Yeah.
So we had those two by each other. But yeah, what you said, like I don't know if Joseph, if he's sitting at the end, like if he's like gonna be the most likable person, like in
Right.
the end, like if he gets there. But and you need to, if he pulls out some crazy strategic moves, which I mean, I think he has it in him.
I think he
Like he
does
seems like
too.
a huge Big Brother fan. Like
Yeah.
he seems like he wants to put on a show. So, but I'm gonna need to see a lot out of Joseph,
Yeah.
honestly,
Yep.
to give him more win equity. Then we got Chemo, who's not like, I need to see more out of him.
Yeah,
you
Yeah,
know?
we need
exactly.
more.
They're
Yeah.
just
More for
they're a
sure.
floater. I think.
Yeah.
Those two are.
They're kind of floating for us
Yeah.
right now. So we got a mid tier. Right
Yep.
above Chemo, we're getting into our top 5. We have
Okay.
T-Core.
Boom.
Kind of similar to Chemo. Like those two just like have each other right
yeah.
now, right? And a couple
I
other
feel like it's kind of
lines.
those three, and then Quinn like kind of interjects a little.
Yeah.
bit.
But that's the thing. I feel like T-Core and Chemo are now kind of socializing
Yeah.
as a 1-2,
Mhm.
which is like similar to what me and Mackenzie would have done,
Mm-hmm.
but
Yep.
also had been physically a threat.
I need
But,
to
like-
see if T-Core can win some comps. That's what I
Yeah.
need from
Yeah.
T-Core because that'll change. I feel like she could be up there.
Right.
Was it visible in the house that T-Core and Chemo were like a duo?
Yeah.
Okay, then
100%,
that's
but
dangerous.
after all that happened, there's just so much freaking going on that people like aren't thinking about floaters or people that are quiet at all. Like, bro, honestly, a similar thing. The downgrades, it's the same situation with Cedric and Chelsea downgraded. All it did was make nobody think about him,
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Which is a good thing. Like
which was a
fade
good
away into
thing.
the
Yeah.
Which was
background.
actually an upgrade.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like when I got out of the house and heard that, I was like, why did none of us think about the fact that they had no vote and couldn't compete in any comps?
Right.
Yeah.
They just got to chill and not get any blood
Literally.
on their hands.
I
Like,
was like, why did we not think about that? That would have been
they still could have been nominated too, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And nobody even thought about it.
Exactly.
Crazy.
And then not been able to pull themselves off. I was
Yeah.
like, why did we not consider
Yeah,
that?
if you don't
Right.
really don't want blood on your hands, that's the way.
Exactly.
I don't know. That's tough.
I mean,
to
that
put
is kind
someone
of
up
that's kind of hateful.
that has no
Nothing, no-
chance to save themselves.
Yeah.
That's
Right.
cold blooded.
It is.
But
That is-
I
that
mean,
is cold-blooded.
shoot, Angela would have done that.
she would have
If
put them both
Cedric
up.
wouldn't have hugged her, man,
I
he'd
know.
be up there.
True.
No.
True.
All right. So then, yeah, I think we're good on T-Core and Chemo. And then right above T-Core, we have Cedric. Where'd you have
Man.
Cedric? You
I
had him
had
5?
Cedric.
He was-
Yeah.
yeah.
I think I had him. He was in my top 5.
Top
I
5?
think.
Yeah. So we got Cedric at 4. I think Cedric, I mean, he's really young. He's impressed me with how young he is and how
Yeah.
well he's been able to handle himself.
Big time.
He's been through some shit, like with
Yeah.
Tucker and that
He's gotten
miscommunication.
Yeah.
I think he's a
And-
genuine, likable dude, though, and I think
Yeah.
that might get him farther than we think. Even
I
though he's
think
in a
so,
little
too.
sticky situation, I feel like he can turn that
Yeah.
around.
He's smooth, man.
He is.
Cedric is smooth.
Yeah.
And And I do like I was saying, like I feel like the way he plays a little scared like helps him.
It does.
Yeah.
And I think if he's someone that can get through this like early adversity and then make it to the end, that's he has like a lot of win equity where people are gonna be like, wow, like look at that dude went through some stuff and he's still here. You know,
I didn't say this a lot, but I said a little bit. Cedric would have been one of my week 2 or 3 targets.
Yeah.
Really?
Because he's smooth and he moves like constantly. He's always moving.
Mm-hmm.
So he's like, he like will hop into a conversation and like totally eat it. But obviously differently than Joseph does. But yeah, I would have put him up week 2 or 3 if I was still there.
All right.
Got you. Yeah, you got to watch out for those movers, man. Those workhorses. They're slick with it sometimes.
How they move.
Yeah, man. All right. So we got Cedric 4, top 3. Number 3, we got Brooklyn, which you had Brooklyn too.
Yeah.
So we're close here.
I think what we decided on Brooklyn and why we didn't put her in the top 2 is just because like she had that recent little tiff with Angela, which was kind of an annoying conversation for me, if I'm being honest. Like they were like, Angela was just like kind of targeting her, I guess, in a way, trying to like put her up there. But I'm at the same time like I thought Brooklyn could have. They were both like trying to play the victim in that situation a little bit, and I don't know if I like how Brooklyn handled that.
Right. So I don't think either of them was in the right or wrong. It
right.
was just
exactly.
Like
it's just a game.
Yeah.
You know.
Literally. Yeah.
And also, like, it's Angela. It's really just not a big freaking deal.
Yeah.
Like,
exactly.
who cares?
Yeah.
Like, it's not worth even having that conversation.
Right. But I think that made Brooklyn more of a target to Angela.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I
time.
mean, not that that's like the craziest thing right now, but still, like that's why I don't think we could put her in the top 2.
Bro, I'm a little afraid like of Brooklyn. Like when in the first HOH the slide thing, like I had to choose. My team had to choose the first team to eliminate, and my team let me pick because I was so nervous. Angela wanted to put me up, so they were like, "Whatever you want to do, we'll do it." And I was like, "I think I can be Angela's team." Cam's team was horrible at that comp, so I was like, "Let's take out Chemo Rabina and Brooklyn." And so when we got them off, dude, Brooklyn looks over and she was like, "We know who everybody thinks is a threat."
Oh.
Okay. And I was like, damn, that was scary.
That's the thing. That's why,
me.
dude. That's the thing. So that's
like
she's got dog in her.
She got dog in her, but she could pop off and make herself a target.
She can pop off if she gets upset when people are throwing little.
I think we've got her in the right spot.
You know what I mean? But she seems like she's playing the damn game. So like if she can back up what she's like barking off at, then she'll be all right.
Yeah.
100%.
So we got her 3. Number 2.
Cam.
That's our boy over here, man. Okay, so our reasoning. So what'd you have, Cam? Bottom 2?
I had Cam low.
Bottom 3.
Yeah, bottom 3.
All right.
It might have been bottom 2, honestly.
No, he had Angela McKenzie, then Cam. Right?
I just think like people, and I'm even kind of hearing it now in live feeds, they're like, I think Cam came here to play Love Island.
All right, maybe.
That's crazy.
I mean, if that's the case, I just think like Cam, in my opinion, from what I've seen, and I haven't watched in the feeds, like I kind of think Cam is like staying on the sidelines, but he's also like in the good alliances, and like you can also tell Cam is athletic as fuck.
Right.
So like if he turns it on, I feel like he'll be a powerhouse.
Yeah.
My thing with him is like every time someone's like spilling info or like
they're
venting,
talking to him.
it seems like they're talking to Cam.
He ends up in there,
but he's not really giving anything back to him.
That's true.
Which is big.
That was a huge surprise for me when I got out, that people had so many different alliances that were made, had pulled Cam in.
Yeah.
I thought that was really interesting because I didn't feel like he was talking a lot of game. And like maybe it's not true, maybe it is, but like I remember at one point, I don't think he knew what like OTEV was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was like, so are there like competitions that like happen every season? We were like, bro,
yes.
yeah.
So maybe you just don't know what's going on. That's why he's not saying it.
All right.
Which is a strategy.
It's also a strategy.
Oh man.
All right, so man, we got Cam number 2. I don't want to change our answers now. Number 1, you had her what? Number 3.
I had her 3.
3.
Yeah, 3.
We got Chelsea at number 1. My reason for Chelsea number 1 was because she had a whole HOH and nobody's talking about her. No blood on her hands, and so far everyone that's been HOH has been kind of like the main target number 1.
Like usually the week 2 HOH can get messy.
Yeah,
she had the cleanest one.
She had the cleanest one, like because all these powers got exposed.
Right.
And so nobody talked about it, and it was just like let the powers go about.
I feel like people follow her a lot too.
It seems like it, yeah. Especially with, I mean, having an HOH that early is huge for your game because you can build trust. Yeah, you can build trust with everyone else that you don't put on the damn block.
Right.
Yeah.
Everyone else, like 15 people or whatever. You know
Bro,
what I'm
I'll
saying?
say, like, what shocked me about Chelsea, she is a firecracker in the diary room.
Yeah.
And she does not seem like that in real life.
Really?
Dude, not at all.
You can. I think it was the last episode. She pops off a little in the diary room about. I think it was Tucker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
She popped off about the Showmance thing where she was like, "We've got Cam and Leah, Tucker and the fish," but she's like, "Oh
Bro,
she's
but
not
then in
like
the house,
that.
she's real chill.
She is not like that at all.
Well, then,
I literally couldn't believe it.
So if she keeps that balance and under control, and maybe just pops off the diary room and doesn't paint a target.
Good. I mean,
that's good.
Yeah, which is like that is good awareness of your social game. So even now when she's doing these like cam talks, I was so surprised. Like I didn't think she had that like crazy. But like she, like a couple of her cam talks, like she goes crazy.
Oh no, yeah, she seems wild in there.
Yeah.
But the other time she's like kind of chill. Like I get that.
Yeah.
I guess that is some awareness that, I mean, you got to have that awareness, dude.
And that's a good thing.
Yeah. So we got Chelsea number 1, man.
Yeah.
All right. So let's run through our 13 real quick. So bottom, we got Angela. Next, we got Mackenzie. Then we got Rubina.
Yep.
Then we got Tucker. This one's tough for me, man.
Yeah, do y'all want to move that one? Are you keeping it?
Dude, there's an argument after listening to you that we could put Tucker and Quinn. We can move them up a whole row. Honestly,
I agree with that.
But I don't think we should. I think we should stick to our
let's just stick to our guns and see how it goes.
Yep.
So Tucker.
Then we got Quinn. Then we got Leah.
Joseph. Chemo. T-Core. Cedric. Brooklyn. Cam, and Chelsea at number 1.
All right.
Locked.
That's the Wavelength boys.
Locked.
That's
Power
it.
rankings, man.
Locked.
A little different from Matty Ice over here, but I don't know, man.
Bottom was pretty similar.
Yeah.
And top and bottom were similar,
yeah, but our middle got
with maybe one or two,
I like you, man. Well, with that, I think we should do a little fantasy draft over here.
Let's do it.
What y'all think about that?
Create a team and then see whose team lasts.
Each of us should have our own team, I think.
Okay.
And we'll let you have the first pick in this thing since you had to deal with all these people.
You take the first pick. We'll play rock paper scissors for second.
Yeah,
okay.
How's that sound?
Well, how about this? How about like whoever wins, we put a wager on it.
Yeah. What you think? There's gonna be one winner.
The winner will have to decide what it is.
Yeah.
That the other two people have to do.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Or we can just like
we could do like,
or we can just call it what the bottom two have to do now.
Mm-hmm. How about whoever loses this? So there'll be 2 losers in this.
Yep.
Whoever loses this has to go on Instagram Live for 30 minutes with the person that they picked last.
That may not be an option for me. I may not even have that opportunity.
That's brutal.
It is brutal.
Dude, I'm just trying to set up a Matt and Angela Instagram Live, man. I'm sorry.
That is so funny.
All right, how about just the winner decides a punishment for the other 2, and we can.
That's cool.
Everyone will have to stay tuned.
We'll make it known what it is.
Yeah, everyone will have to stay tuned,
and we'll circle back.
Yeah. So there'll be one winner in this fantasy league between the 3 of us, and it's whoever has the winning player on their team. That's it.
Okay.
Yep. So we're gonna let Matt pick first for his fantasy, and one person's gonna be stuck with an extra person because we got uneven numbers here.
Okay.
I think
so,
we know who that'll be.
Based on our power rankings, I think I don't know how this math is gonna work out, but somebody's gonna get it.
We're just gonna go around. Yeah.
All right, Matt. Who you picking with your number 1 pick? Might have an idea already.
One. You know what? I'm gonna choose Quinn.
Okay.
That makes sense, man. That makes sense. The number 1 draft pick.
Yeah, I'm
Team
taking
Matt.
Quinn. I'm taking Quinn.
Man. All right, on shoot for second pick.
Yep. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Bang.
Boom.
Second place.
It's like he played Big Brother or something.
I suck at comps. I'm not going on anymore.
Combies, yeah.
All right, I'm going to go my number 1 pick. I'm going Chelsea. I have to.
Solid.
I have to. Team Tyler.
This is where it gets interesting.
All right,
I know.
Alex, how you feeling? We're talking winners here. One winner.
Yep.
Dude, I'm torn between Cedric and Cam.
Yeah,
I definitely
crazy.
think Cedric could be like a sneaky one to like pull it off somehow.
You're going to let Brooklyn slip to Matt?
Bro, I wasn't going to say anything. That's what I was hoping. Yeah, I was like,
over there, dude.
I was gonna stay quiet
Because we know he's not picking Cam. He's got Cam bottom 3.
Yeah,
That's true. That's true.
That's tough. What you think?
I'm taking Seti.
okay.
All right.
You know where I'm going, Mama B.
Man.
Brooklyn,
B.
Mama
Man.
B.
I want your
Dude,
team already,
yeah.
dude.
Y'all just let
I
freaking
would
Derrick
let
Henry
us-
slide to
For
the second
real,
round.
dude.
I don't think.
All right, man. All right. Who am I going with? Should I don't know if I can go back that far on my power rankings, man. I'm gonna go with T-Core. I'm gonna go with
Okay.
T-Core.
I was actually almost leaning towards Secor. I'm taking Cam now.
You're going Cam?
Yeah.
Cedric and Cam over here?
Seti and Cam.
All right.
All
I like
right.
we got-
Seti. I'm taking that from you.
Seti.
I like
Yeah,
Seti.
Seti, I
Seti's
like
a
that.
good.
I like
Seti's a
that.
good name.
All right.
All right, Matt. Who
Someone's
you
got
got?
to do it. You got to have a dark horse pick.
Let's go.
Damn it.
Oh, I thought you were about to pick Angela.
Tucker. Bro, my team's
You got Tucker.
dangerous
Your team
right
is
now.
stacked,
It's
man.
dangerous
We
right
might
now.
be screwed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. You got Quinn, Brooklyn, and Tucker over there?
My team's
Man, let me
stacked.
see your team.
I got Cam.
Alex
Oh
got
yeah.
Cam and Cedric?
Cam and Seti.
All right. I think, man, this is getting kind of hard, dude. I think I kind of want to go with Chemo.
Okay.
I got the nicest team.
Your team is
My
so
team
nice.
is so
yeah.
nice. Like,
Yeah, your team's going to start a church.
yeah, dude, that's what I'm saying, man. All right, who's next? You next?
Yeah, I'm
Where you
next.
going, Alex?
I actually think I'm gonna go between Leah and Rubina.
Okay. Yeah, you need some feminine energy
I
on your
do.
team. Over
I
there,
do.
man.
Damn. I think I'm gonna go Rubina.
Yeah.
Why? Interesting hot take there. What if she
She goes home this week.
before this
Yeah,
episode
she is on the
comes
fucking
out?
block. That was pretty stupid. I don't know. I don't think she's like hated by the house at all or anything. I
No,
think her
that's
alliance with
true.
Tucker
She's
does
likable,
suck.
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
does like damage her a little bit,
Mhm.
but I don't think it'll affect her too long. Like I feel like she's like kind of fun and like could turn things around if she
That's
wanted
fair.
to.
Yeah.
That's fair. All right.
And we don't really know how she does in comps yet. Like
True.
she hasn't really done. There hasn't really been like athletic
Yeah.
comps or anything like that.
We'll
Yeah.
see her in the arena this week.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I know.
Mhm.
I am curious to see how she performs.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Like she's fit.
For
You know?
sure.
So if it's like a
she's high
movement-
energy. Yeah.
Honestly, dude, she would win the wall.
Dude, Matt told me the same thing.
She would win the wall.
Matt
It's
told
all
me
the
the same
shorter
thing.
people have the advantage.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Matt told me the same thing because I was
Mhm.
joking around. I was like, dude, they wouldn't have been fucking able to take me off that wall. And he was like, bro, I'm telling you, like your size leaning forward.
Yeah,
oh yeah,
man.
it's probably
He was
so
like, it would
hard.
have been bad.
I know you're strong as hell, dude, but you're like built up top, and
Yeah,
that's
that's
the worst thing
dude,
that you can be on the wall,
he said
dude.
the same thing.
Mhm.
So maybe she cooks the wall.
She could cook the wall, but
All
if
right.
they let her slip to the wall, we'll see. That's a
Yeah.
good pick.
All right,
I'm
I
with you.
I like Rubina.
All right, who you got, Matt? Round 4.
You know what? I might as well just do it. Like I might just do it for the memes.
Let's
I might as
go.
well just do
Had
it. I
to,
might as well
man.
just do it. I've got a
Yep.
strong team. I can take a chance.
Yeah, man.
I
And
can
if she
do it.
makes it there, she could do it.
I can take
She
the
could do it.
bunkmate. you
Let's
know?
go.
I'll take the roomie.
He had to pick his girl.
I know,
Of course.
Why not? Why not?
All right. Okay.
I just realized who gets Angela.
Damn.
So worst
She's
comes
gonna end
We had
up
to
watch
give
her win me this thing, and whatever we decide to do is gonna be
Dude,
so
I
bad.
was about to
bro.
say, I mean, worst comes to worst, she does something good for
Yeah,
Oh,
you.
man.
I know, right?
Oh, I'm
yeah,
so
worst comes to
happy
worst,
about this.
she actually benefits me in a way.
Yep.
Yep. All right, we just figured out what's gonna happen here, but I'm gonna go ahead and take Joseph over here
Oh.
for my pick.
Yeah.
I'll
Yeah.
snag Leah easy.
And that
And
means
you
And
can't
that
make this up.
means-
Nope.
You can't make this up. I still end up with Angela.
Yep.
Oh my
Matt's
gosh.
fantasy team.
Yeah.
That is hilarious.
Angela, what a lineup, man.
This is a crazy lineup. Okay, so I've got Quinn, Brooklyn, Tucker, Kens, and Angela.
Tyler, and you
Man.
got
Wow.
name yours off.
I got Chelsea, Takor, Chemo, and Joseph on my squad.
and then I got Cedric, Cam, Rubina, and Leah. I'm not
Man.
feeling too bad
Yeah,
about mine.
I'm-
I feel
honestly,
I
like
like mine
This
too,
is
man.
a good spread.
it's a good split.
Yeah, it's
a
a
good
good solid.
spread.
So you get the bonus member on your team. But
Yep.
how do you feel about it? Is that a deficit or is that a
I do feel like, dude, if Angela makes it to the end, like she could win.
Yeah.
Because like how the fuck did she make it to the end?
Yeah, that would be impressive in itself.
That would be crazy.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I don't know. I think I'll take that chance though. Like I feel strong about my top 3. If Kenzie makes it out of this week, like she could get some stuff moving, I think. And then we've got the shot in the dark. Maybe we can close our eyes, throw a full court shot and swish it. You know?
All right.
I didn't know that it could happen, but I'm so happy it did.
We didn't do the math. We didn't do the math before
to have
that.
Angela land on Matt's fantasy team.
I'm so glad we didn't say who you pick last. You would end up on.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, man.
Yep.
Well, hey, the winner decides what the punishment for the other 2 are.
Winner
so,
decides.
All right, man.
We'll see.
I feel good. I feel
This
good.
is good.
That's the official Wavelength X Matt fantasy draft, ladies and gentlemen. Who do you think got the strongest team?
Yeah.
Let us know.
Who do you
We
think?
need to put up some polls. See
Yeah,
what people
man.
think.
Yeah, let
For
us
real.
know.
Bro, it's so
we'll
funny.
follow up with this.
Because when we post our teams, like so many different BB communities are gonna feel so different. Like that's been a weird thing on the outside. Like Twitter's gonna be like your team's trash, Instagram's gonna want, Facebook will want.
Yup.
There's so many different communities of BB fans, man.
For
It's
sure.
beautiful, man.
It is.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing. It's a crazy world, dude. And I'm happy to be that you're a part of it now,
Yeah,
man. We're like family now,
That's
dude.
what I'm
like
saying,
Big
yeah.
Brother family is a real thing. Like we
Yeah.
got to stick together. Nobody else knows what it's like, dude.
Right.
So honestly, man, thanks for coming. This
Dude,
was such a
this
fun
was
so
awesome.
episode.
freaking fun.
This is such a good time.
Dude, my absolute honor. You guys are awesome, man. Look up to both of you guys and thankful for the connect and
Oh yeah, thanks for
Glad you
coming in,
came
dude.
in.
This
Thanks
was
for coming in.
This was a great episode. And
So
I think
fun.
it's
So
so good to
fun.
talk to you and like I don't know, just hang out.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Kick it.
Yeah.
new connection, bro. I mean,
Let's go, man.
that was my biggest hope in the shows. I was like, I just don't want to like get out and like I genuinely like wanted to like make friends with these people.
Right,
you know?
yeah,
Like,
exactly.
You don't want to get out and be like, you just burn every bridge and you get on the outside and it's like nobody wants to like mess with you. I was like, I genuinely like hanging out with people and meeting new people and
Hell yeah,
making
dude.
new friends in different cities. And
That's what it's about.
yeah, man.
That's what life's
so
about.
It is, dude.
Now,
Yeah,
now
it
we
is.
got connects and all across the southeast here, man.
Hell
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
dude.
I
Only
appreciate
up
it.
from here, man.
Absolutely.
Hey, all good things coming from Matt. We know it. Tell the people where they can follow you, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. So on Instagram, Matt_Hardeman, and then on TikTok, I'm Matt Hardeman _ because it was taken. So
Fair enough.
yeah. So that's where I'm at, and I appreciate the love and support from everybody. Keep watching and listening to these dudes; they're amazing, and this is the stuff that's pushing the needle forward. So I hope everybody is as encouraged as I was in this moment today, man. Glad I got to connect with y'all.
Hell
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
dude.
Yeah.
Thanks
Hey,
for
thanks
coming.
for coming, man. Hey,
All
that's
right.
a wrap on
That's
that.
a wrap,
dog.
That's the Wavelength.
That's a wrap.
Come
Love you,
on.
dog. Let's
Come
go.
on.
Thanks
Come
for
on.
coming.
Hell yeah.
That was fun, dude.
That was awesome.
That was fun.
That was too
What's up,
good.
Ace?
I'm finally on my way to all my better days. Don't care what people say, I make the world my stage. Life is a beach, I hit the ocean trying to catch a wave. Dive in the water, all my problems